right. Yay, we're live. Chatterbox number 99, almost there.
Yeah. Still going for some reason.
Yeah, really. Let's see, what was it I put in the description? I thought it was funny when I did. Oh, let's get Biggs and Wedge and make a run at episode 100, fellas. That's my witty Star Wars reference.
Nice.
I've been rewatching that.
I actually referenced Admiral Akbar to my fucking my little the game I play.
Oh yeah, it's a trap
I'm part of. Yeah, it's a trap thing, dude. Glad you got that because they didn't fucking get it.
You didn't get that?
I was like, dude, how do you guys not know that? That's like a fucking meme. One of the most famous memes. You don't have to be a fucking Star Wars fan to be aware of the Admiral Akbar. It's a trap thing, dude.
I don't know that I've ever had anybody not get that.
Yeah.
Like even people I know that don't watch Star Wars have never seen it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, but whatever. They didn't get my Portal references either, dude. Which I get that. Okay. That's a little more obscure, I guess. I didn't realize that. I thought that was pretty well known too. Like if you say something about it was a reference to the cake is a lie. I just replaced the word cake with something else, right? And then I put GLaDOS instead of glad. And then I fucking said something about me. I'm still alive. I put in like 3 references to Portal. Do you know what I'm talking about with any of that, or are you?
Yeah. I've played a little bit of Portal.
Okay, yeah. So
I've also seen.
Like, okay, that's good. I'm glad you're still alive. I'm like, fuck. None of you guys got that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like, and I was like, it was bugging me. Like, it was actually bugging me. I'm like, please, I tagged everybody. I'm like, tell me somebody understands this without my explanation. Because I actually fucking explained it. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, you don't have to play the game, but here.
It's so bad, because then you're like that guy who just won't let it go.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up. But yeah, no, I was literally like, dude, somebody. I had tagged everybody in the whole fucking Discord server. I'm like, dude, somebody tell me you understood this. And at least one person did, so I felt a little better.
Oh, man. And then you described it. Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, I actually fucking went and got the Still Alive, the video from the thing where it's playing the Still Alive song at the end.
Oh, nice.
With the video and everything. I'm like, here, this is the song. You should listen to it. Even if you haven't played the game, it's pretty funny. Which I don't know if that's true or not, but it definitely, that song definitely takes some wacky left turns.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Throughout it.
Say yo to Mad Metal Man in the chat joining us.
Yo. But yeah, sorry, I kind of hijacked everything there, but yeah.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was just trying to think of where do I want to go. I don't want to say, I don't think Engelharth is here, so I'm not sure if necessarily want to save it. But I found out 2 stories are connected. That we'd already covered. So
all right. Yeah, well, let's wait for him, dude. Have you if you don't have anything else, I have something that I kind of want to talk about a little bit.
Oh yeah, go for
it. Are you subscribed to Benjamin Boyce?
No, it doesn't sound familiar to me.
All right, he's a dude that covers the Evergreen College shit. You remember Evergreen College?
So I remember the Evergreen College stuff. That shit was fucking nuts.
Yeah, dude. You should really subscribe to him, dude, because he's still covering that shit.
I'm sure it's still fucking bizarre, dude. Like, I mean, they held people hostage and nobody ever pressed charges.
Yeah, he covers it really well, dude. It's really pretty freaking amazing. But basically, what he was talking about this time is basically there was some like year-long class that they have there, right? It's actually apparently their science department is actually really in depth, like. They take it really fucking seriously, right? So there's this class that they have that has, it's essentially year-long, although you kind of get quarterly credits. And then there's like some kind of weird, it's been too long since I've been in college. Maybe this happens everywhere, but there's like a lower tier of credit that you get, and then you can possibly qualify for this higher tier of credit, right?
Oh, that's weird. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I don't know.
That
maybe
sounds
that's
like new. Everybody gets a fucking participation trophy bullshit to me.
Yeah, it might be, but basically
credit where you fail the class, you don't.
Yeah, it could very well be. But anyways, there's this fucking some black chick that felt it was unfair that she did not qualify for the higher tier credits, and apparently way after the fact, like kind of bum rushed one of the fucking deans with a fucking gang of students, like like they do up there.
Yeah, put a bunch of people together so that you can pretend you have some sort of consensus.
Yeah. Or I think it's more of a threat, honestly. I really think.
Yeah, you're right. In Evergreen College, that would be more like, because they were literally hunting people down.
Yeah. Beat up. So it's an intimidation thing, in my opinion, more than anything else. But basically, so the dean caved, and he's trying to kind of force the science faculty to give her these fucking credits.
And they're saying absolutely not.
Yeah, they're like, no. They're like, wait, what are you asking us to do here exactly? And here's what I thought was the real kicker. Because the dean's like, well, she's experienced, like, they literally talked about, like, well, she's probably experiencing all these microaggressions and it made it hard. Actually said shit like that, dude. Right? Like, it made it impossible for her to fucking learn the material because of these microaggressions.
Like somebody asking what got you into science is going to keep you from getting a good grade.
Right. But dude, the guy was like going after him pretty hardcore, trying to essentially coerce them into giving the grade. And then what was great about it, what was great about it is they're pushing back. Like, what are you asking us to do here exactly? Like, there's major problems with what you're asking. There's major ethical problems with what you're asking us to do here.
Well, what he's asking really very, very clearly, beyond the shadow of a doubt, is based solely on this girl's skin color. I want you to give her special treatment and more points than she earned.
Yeah. And he kept on, like, after they pointed this out, like, this is science. This isn't really subjective. She fucking failed. Like, she didn't do it.
Yeah,
this here we're showing you how. And what I thought was the real fucking kicker was there was 10 other people that finished with better grades than her that didn't get the higher credit either.
Yeah, well, I mean,
in fact, he's kind of like, no, they don't need it, but she does.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking it kind of comes down to. I was watching this dude named Dr. Mike who does YouTube. Nothing to do with politics, just covers like medical things and just, clears stuff up or does review of medical dramas and says how accurate they are.
Right.
Somebody had asked him a question and said, like, how are you so happy? It's like, you must be like perfect. Like, you must never make mistakes. And he's like, no. I fail a lot. He said, what might be the difference between what you look at and what I look at is I don't look at failure as necessarily a bad thing, but as an opportunity to learn so that I can improve the next chance I get.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of people who don't understand that, like, sometimes you're going to fail.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you're not going to succeed every time you try something. And that's not a bad thing.
Right. Or you're going to find out your limitations, dude.
Yeah, or exactly. Or you'll find out your limitations, which is also not a bad thing.
Right. Like, you may not be cut out for this. So
I would very much like to know, if I were attempting to become like a rock star, that I am completely incapable of playing guitar. I don't want people lying to me my whole life and telling me that I can play guitar, because that might work in school and with your friends and with your family, and mama might think you play real sweet. But when it comes to getting a record deal and actually achieving that goal, you're up against so many other people. There's just no room for participation trophies.
Yeah.
So I don't want to waste 50 years doing that because everybody keeps telling me I'm great and just got to keep on trying.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to find out what you're actually capable of, man. And what you're not.
I'd much rather find out, like, dude, you just can't play guitar. Rockstar is not the place for you. Maybe you could drum, or anything but guitar, but just please stop fucking that guitar up.
Yeah. Turns out you're tone deaf, and that's kind of a disadvantage when it comes to, you know, music in general.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where it's like you can't. Yeah, I want to know if I'm just like, that's not going to happen. Like if you and me and Engelhardt were looking at this and being like, yo, we're going to get 1 million subscribers by next month. And we're all gonna quit our jobs. That's just what we're gonna do. I would really hope that somebody somewhere out there would be like, don't fucking do that. You're not gonna make money off this YouTube channel.
Yeah, which is yeah. It would be nice if that happened, by the way, but yeah, you know, it's obviously not the goal or not the aim of what we're doing. For one thing.
No, I don't know that I would want that to happen.
No, come on. It would be nice. Although, again, if it did start feeling like a job, it would suck.
No, I'm not worried that it would feel like a job. It's just like, I think that with the way YouTube is right now, if you're making money off of YouTube, it's such a fucking dicey deal.
All right.
Like, oh my God. Like, who fucking knows if you got to have some other stuff. Like, we'd have to sell shirts or the Patreon begging, like, oh, please be my Patreon and give me your monies. And which I wouldn't have a problem.
Enough, we'll be your friend.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have a problem with that as long as we don't get to the point of like e-begging where we're always pretending to have some sort of crisis. I stubbed my toe on Tuesday, and I need $10,000.
I found this bird.
I'm going to lose the toe. You know, please, if you can donate. I hate to ask. I really hate to ask. I don't like to ask because I've never done this before. Except for like the 6 other times I fucking begged for money.
Yeah, except for every stream, every fucking weekly. Yeah. I get it. It's reptile syndrome, dude. I got you.
Yeah, because the thing that's too bad about that is there are genuinely sometimes people who just really got a shit situation and are begging, but not in a repetitive function. Like they're literally just in a one-time shitty situation and saying, hey, if you guys want to help out, I'd really appreciate it. I don't know what else to do. And it gets lost in the maelstrom of all the other people who are like, no, help me.
Right.
Don't really need it.
Yeah. Or like, the Sevi Rose censor bullshit. It makes you wonder, like, okay, is this legit or like bullshitting just to fucking try to?
Well, if you want to make money off of YouTube via Patreon, just be honest. Like, hey, man, this is what supports our channel. We don't get advertising, or the advertising from YouTube just doesn't pay the bills. And I'm trying to make this into a career. So if you'd like to, help pay me for that, that'd be awesome. And here's what you'll get.
Right.
I have no problem with that. I just don't like the people who. That's what they're trying to do, but they've always got some sort of terrible malady or problem or crisis.
Doesn't an amazing atheist do that kind of shit too? I haven't followed him in a long time, but I think he does that kind of shit too.
Who did that?
Amazing Atheist.
Amazing Atheist? I don't know.
Yeah, again, I haven't followed him in a long time, but I seem to remember him doing that.
I've seen him say a lot of things on Twitter over the last couple of years that just make zero sense, and it's like he's getting high off his own fucking or some shit, because it's just it's totally illogical. Like the stuff he's saying, and like that just doesn't make sense.
Right? Yeah, he seems to have lost his mind or gone mad with his little YouTube power. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
The way to abuse the smallest amount of power, like it's like
right.
Oh, Satan Satire, what's up, man?
Hey.
And I am not a bitch nigga. Thank you very much.
I am, however. So
okay. So you are okay. Yeah, it's like you get like 1 million people. That's really not that. Oh, I mean, it's awesome. It's a lot of fucking work. Like don't. I don't want to belittle his accomplishment. But ultimately, like you really don't have that much authority based on that. You have still a very small amount of like moral and intellectual authority.
Yeah, and honestly, I think he just got in early. I think he kind of lucked out by getting in on that shit early. I think if he launched the channel today, I think he'd get lost in the fucking wash, dude.
Yeah, well, I just find it funny when people abuse like such incredibly small positions of authority.
Yeah,
or like moderators for websites or something like that. Like when they abuse their authority, it's like, oh, you're just so sad.
That is pretty funny. Like, dude, almost nobody wants the job that you're doing, right? You know what I mean?
You couldn't pay me
Almost
to be a
nobody
fucking
wants to do
moderator
that.
on any website because I don't fucking care what people say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
It's
I was talking to some dude who almost got into the army and then almost got into the NSA and was doing some work with them. And he was talking about how they catch people with like child porn and stuff. And he was talking about how you could hide it better. And it wasn't like he wasn't encouraging, and he's just saying like it's bizarre that they don't. And it's like, I'm not offended by that.
right.
Because he's not sitting there being like, yo, man, I like watching them kitties fuck.
Right.
He's just talking about like it's bizarre how simple and easy it is to catch these people. You would think with something as incredibly illegal as that on your computer, you would probably be a little more prudent.
Right. Be a lot more careful with what they're fucking doing.
Like one would wonder at the intelligence of having anything like that on your computer at all ever.
Right.
Like, wouldn't you want to have it in some sort of removable drive that's like super encrypted? That if the password is guessed wrong, just fucking bleach bits itself or something like that. Seems like you would definitely not want that any other way. Like, so I don't know if that's even possible. I'm not that smart with computers.
Yeah, there probably is, but yeah, you're right. Like, what? Yeah, why would you just have it sitting? Well, again, it's a sickness, I guess. And plus, again, I guess obviously they don't see anything wrong with what they're doing.
Well, but the point I'm making isn't about the child porn. It's just that, like, if you have that conversation on a lot of like forums and stuff, they'll be pissed.
Right.
And you block or delete it until you're not allowed to talk about it. Right. But it's not a dangerous or evil conversation. It's just an intellectual.
Yeah. Although I wouldn't want to know any specifics or have that put out there and give them the fucking, the blueprint on how to get away with the fucking shit.
Oh no, yeah. No, you don't want to be like that either. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I have no problem with them getting busted and arrested easily. I think that's great. Like that's exactly. Way better.
Yeah. But really quick, dude, before I get off of the subject, or we're already off it, but I'm going to bring it up again anyway. Dude, I think it would actually be funny if we opened a fucking Patreon account, dude.
He wants to open a Patreon?
Yeah, but as a joke, dude. Like, fill it with fucking bullshit. Like, it's going to get taken down, but, because it's going to be an obvious fucking farce.
Can we start a Kickstarter instead?
Yeah. Kickstarter could work, too.
Kickstarter sounds like it'd be like the hipster version.
Yeah.
Like pay for us to get like a fucking couch so that we don't have to like stand up as much anymore or something.
Right. Yeah, a more comfortable chair. This Kickstarter is to get me a more comfortable chair. That would be interesting. But I was just thinking of putting like stupid, ridiculous, like Patreon, like if you pay this much, you get this ridiculous thing, and if you pay this.
Yeah, but if somebody actually did, then we'd have to do it.
Get the show. If you pay this much, the show is now your.
Oh, if you pay a certain amount, it's now your show.
Yeah, it's now your show.
I'm concerned because isn't that like actually like we have to do it if they pay?
Oh Jesus, yeah, I guess, dude.
At least as far as offering the show, like whatever you're doing, just make sure it's possible.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Like if they pay a certain amount of money, Engelhardt will send them a used condom or something. Like,
but make the limits like ridiculous, where nobody would pay it. You know what I mean?
$1 million, and $1 million
a month
condoms from each of us.
Yeah,
per month.
Yeah. Well, we'll track that Andy guy down and find his used period pads and.
Mad Bettelman says you guys should market some Chatterbox spray and air guitar strings because fucking he was talking on his Riffs and Ropes. They were talking about Kiss at one point was selling air guitar strings. So it was just a fucking empty fucking plastic bag with a little cardboard thing on top with Kiss on it. That's so fucking wrong, man.
Oh, that's worse than the fucking Pet Rock, dude. God damn, dude. That's fucking amazing. Wonder what that goes for nowadays.
Who fucking knows, man? That might actually be valuable.
Yeah, it's true, man. Shit like that does happen, man.
Oh no!
Right. Turns out everybody got really pissed when they realized they were essentially buying nothing but the cardboard packaging and fucking burned it, along with an effigy of Gene Simmons.
But they should pay. They should pay like somebody to fart in each one of those packages. Just fucking bottle the fart in there as air guitar strings.
Yeah. At least they're getting something.
It's just such a shitty way to exploit your fans, though.
Yeah.
Like if we're talking about it and we're joking about it, obviously that's a different thing. But like they legitimately sold that shit. That's a real fucked up way to fucking just shit all over the fucking people who really are into your thing.
Yeah. Kiss was pretty bad with the merchandising, dude. They fucking goddamn. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? What was it? Real quick, I think what was it? Microsoft busted some dude for child porn and got him arrested.
Oh, really?
Yeah, fucking Brainchild fucking uploaded it to the fucking SkyDrive account.
Jesus, dude. You mean like it's basically the cloud type thing? Is that what it is?
Yeah. It's like their version of the cloud.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's what happens, dummy. Have fun in jail. You're gonna be the pie.
I fucking love that joke from, what was that? Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
He's like, I'm the pie fucker. He's like, well, in prison he'll be the pie. I fucking love that, dude. That's fucking awesome.
That actor delivered that line so well.
Right. Shit.
Yeah, and then fucking what was it? He was trying to get fucking Silent Bob to blow Jay, and then at the end he's like, when he comes, you say, oh, what a lovely tea party. Oh man. Hollywood full of fucking terrible people. Satan would buy the guitar strings. That's disturbing.
Very nostalgic.
I feel like Satan would buy the air guitar strings so that he could garret people's imaginary friends with them. Use them as fucking.
I don't know. I would more imagine him strangling people with the air guitar strings. But all right.
Okay, yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Strangling the imaginary friends with the air guitar strings. It fits because they're both not real.
So it actually works. I got you. Very well.
It was sort of like a weird connection there. I don't know. Maybe it was a bad connection.
Well. Fuck you.
You give me a right tight hug with them. Yeah. Oh man, he has this great gift that he put in Twitter where it was the sloth and it looks like the sloth is smothering a cat and it's like, go to sleep now.
God damn, dude.
Said it to me. It was like, yeah, I get it. Nice. Oh man.
That beats my hedgehog in a tiny little canoe thing. And did I post that to Twitter? I think I might have.
Oh, anything hedgehog is good. Hedgehogs are adorable.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I kind of fucking hate myself for loving those little fucking things, but
they're
fucking adorable, dude.
Do you want to hear an awful story about hedgehogs?
Sure, why not, dude?
So there's this dude named Gavin who works for a gaming YouTube channel called Achievement Hunter, which is a subsidiary of Rooster Teeth, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why I felt the need to add that part. But he's a British dude, and one night he was going home just wasted and, walking down the British street, which is apparently like half in a field because they don't have like a real country. And he wandered off into the bushes to go take a piss, and he felt something odd and slipped and fell down when he stepped on at one point. And when he fucking, blearily turned around to look at what he slipped and fell on, he killed a whole hedgehog family.
Oh my god!
It was like a mommy hedgehog and her little hedgehog babies, and he fucking creamed them all.
Dude, that's fucking horrible.
It was the worst thing. He said he felt so bad, and I'm like, that's fucking just so awful.
That is fucking horrible. God damn.
It's like the other guy that works there. Fucking, he was driving along one night, and he fucking wings a deer. So he turns around and he's going to go back and hit the deer again to like put it out of its misery because it's just laying there screaming. Right. And it's a different fucking deer.
Oh, fuck.
So at that point, he just left because he's like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm not going to make the situation any better.
Right. I'm going to idle my way home just so I know I'm not going to fucking hit anything going fast enough to fucking hurt it.
Hey, that just sounds like more meat to me, man.
Yeah,
Free meat, honestly.
venison.
Well, that's what they do with that. If you fucking call the authorities, especially in a lot of rural areas, they'll send out like a guy that just collects the meat and butchers it and gives it to families that don't have money.
Nah, that's crazy.
That's what they do in Alaska with poachers. If they catch poachers, they take their whatever they poached and they give it to the poor people.
Get in on the poor people, Jesus.
Yeah, they're like, all right, well, you killed this moose you weren't allowed to kill. That's like 1,200 pounds of meat. We're not just going to let it rot out in the fucking field.
Yeah, so at least they do something with
collect it, drag it down to like a charity place, and the charity place like butchers and fucking parcels it out for people.
No, you leave it there because it's the circle of life.
Yeah, what about all those poor maggots, dude?
I don't know the rest of the words to that.
I don't know. All I like is the beginning. And it goes, Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Oh man, I saw a video where this dude was in like a food court at a mall and held his kid up and fucking started this song that way, and everybody was like laughing their ass off.
So everyone knows what you're talking about. We started
You've met Engelhardt before.
Wait, is there somebody
like not the last time Satan and Satire was on, but the time before he was on, you were on too, Engelhardt.
Yeah, like wasn't this the same guy that was giving me a lot of shit for not leaving right away?
A lot of shit, pretty much. That's what he does.
Yeah. I think this is a thing.
It's his calling card.
Make him cry though.
I'm gonna cry myself to sleep.
Oh, it's how Satan and Satire lets you know that he cares.
Yeah.
He just a nice warm hug.
I'll cry myself to sleep and jerk off with my tears.
Oh, now you're just turning him on.
Oh yeah.
Now you're just encouraging him, dude.
It's gonna get steamy.
Okay. Now that Engelhardt is here, I want to cover an interesting connection between two stories that we didn't know about that I found out about.
Uh-oh.
So I believe, it might have been. Oh, Stenchover is here. What's up, man? Yeah, so poachers feed the hungry. Exactly. I think Satan and Satire brought this story. It was either him or one of you two guys, because I know it wasn't me. Where the bakery, this lady came after it was closed, and they refused her service, so she turned around and cried racism, and it was a Portland, Oregon bakery.
Oh, right.
They ended up like firing the employees, even though the employees had been doing exactly as they were instructed to do by their managers.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just following the store policy, which is the Oregon bakery.
Oh, the bakery.
Yeah. Okay. It was Satan and Satire that brought it to us. That's what I thought it was. I was pretty sure it was Satan and Satire, but I thought it might have been one of you guys. I knew it wasn't me.
Yeah, I didn't.
However, earlier, prior to that, we had covered the weird people of color night at a bar in Portland, Oregon, where people of color were invited. White people were told not to come, and it was a reparations bar night, and they gave $10 to every person of color that came into the bar.
Okay, now this is a Thursday.
That bakery was the one that fucking sponsored the bar, the reparations night at the bar. That was who gave the money to the bar.
Oh, wow.
It was all in an effort to fucking get people to stop hating them, I guess.
Jesus, dude.
And even the lady who cried racism has since admitted that it was obviously not a case of racism.
Yeah.
But she's still going after them. No, I figured out. I found the Twitter of the guy who originally broke the story, and he actually did all the research, and it was fucking them that fucking sponsored the people of color reparations night at the bar in Portland. So I just thought that was an interesting connection, and that I would share it because I thought that was super funny that we covered both of those stories, but didn't know that they were connected.
They were related. Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, no, they were both in Portland, I guess. Yeah. Dude, that's so ridiculous, dude. Yeah. Well, we don't need to go over that part again, but God, that still fucking angers me. Like the bitch got two people fired and doesn't give a shit. He's still going after them, dude.
I hope the people that got fired sue the bakery.
Right.
Because you can't fire people for following the instructions you gave them. I don't give a fuck what happens.
Yeah,
like, that's not right.
That's got to be a wrongful termination suit. Just
well, you can't fire them for following the instructions you've given them. That's definitely a wrongful termination.
Yeah, I kind of hope they have some reason, some grounds to sue the bitch that fucking raised hell, dude.
Well, they should sue her because it's slander.
Yeah,
she's publishing that they didn't serve her because she's black, and that's not true. It's just not a true statement.
And she didn't believe it.
They can establish damage, like financial damage. So
right,
it's a clear cut,
and it's punitive, right? Like you get 3 times the damage if it's fucking.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure entirely how it works. I do know that you have to be able to prove damages, and you have to be able to prove that it's not true.
The punitive thing, I think, only applies in like for collusion and shit like that. Come to think of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly how the rest of that works. All I know is that you can't just cry slander or libel because somebody said something that's not true if it didn't do any damage.
Right.
Like if you didn't lose business or you didn't like lose your job or anything like that, then like somebody was just upset with you, like that doesn't fucking like that's not a court case.
Yeah.
You're not going to win that case.
Well, it reminds me of the. Go ahead, Engelhard. Sorry.
What if I just walk into certain places and just start yelling slander?
Just yell slander, the word itself?
Yes.
I imagine you'll get arrested for, what do you call it?
Disturbing the peace.
Disturbing the peace, yeah.
Slandering the peace.
Slandering the peace.
They're slandering me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Slander. Slander.
Yeah.
Grand arrest. Slander.
Slander.
Oh, man.
I saw some pictures. Get a flash mob together and do that. Just show up some random place and start yelling slander.
Get a bunch of people, everyone in one restaurant, just all sitting down. Everyone just start yelling slander, pointing at people, pointing at everybody. It's just like slander. The most pointless flash mob.
That was pretty fucking funny though. I'd laugh. I'm not sure everybody would laugh, but I'd certainly laugh at that.
Yeah. Well, that's all that really matters. Entertaining ourselves. That's all that really matters to me. Shit. Well, why do you think I still do this fucking show? Nobody's watching. I'm just here to entertain myself.
Yeah. Oh, good. That metal backs the flash mob idea.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Man.
Yeah. But no, that slander thing, it did remind me of the in the People versus Larry Flint, where he fucking had a thing in his magazine about Jerry Falwell fucking his grandmother or something. Basically, like he wanted to get him sued for, suing him for slander or whatever, or I guess it's libel in that case, right? Print is libel, slander.
Yeah, print is libel, whatever. Slander is like on the radio or on TV or something like that.
But like in there, like Jerry Falwell was on the stand, and he's like, okay, so in your opinion, no one in the right mind would possibly believe that this is real, right? I'm like, of course not. And like, okay, well, you just fucking destroyed your own case.
Yeah.
You don't think anyone could possibly
it's obviously not a real.
Yeah.
Didn't they fucking screw over Larry Flint anyway, though, or did he win? I can't remember.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's been too long.
It was like a different court case because that guy got sued for all sorts of weird shit.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly what, but
he looked like Woody Harrelson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he looked exactly like Woody Harrelson, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure, why not?
I think Woody Harrelson played him in a movie. Sorry.
Yeah, he did, dude.
It's a terrible joke.
They sued him for his likeness.
I should have stopped. I shouldn't have tried to explain that joke.
You ruined it.
God,
Chatterbox, home of the best ideas. I don't know about that, man. I'm trying to find a script writing software because I think I might actually write out the script of that movie.
Yeah,
that I came up with a while ago, where the guy accidentally gets a mail order bride.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude!
That accidentally,
I might actually write. Yeah. Let's do a movie following that script as it gets mailed to wherever you fucking mail it to.
It's just the movie itself would actually just be following the script. That'd be a better movie, though. Just
Right.
to look up,
Just getting the reactions of people reading the script.
like legit Hollywood producers read the script and are like, "The fuck is this?"
Yeah. Why is the return address not some kind of mental asylum? Why is it just some guy's random address in fucking California?
No, send it
God.
from your work, Will. Oh, sorry, Stabby. Send it from your work.
No,
But it will be coming from a mental thing.
Well, technically, yeah,
That's true.
my work is just a house. It's not like an actual like
Doesn't matter.
hospital or anything. I could put the return hospital for
Hey,
the Creekside or something.
wait. Does the name sound mental institution-y?
No, not at all.
Mental institution-y.
It sounds corporate, man. It really does. It sounds like corporate. It's
Let's
not
just soak that in
Oh.
for a second.
I'm saying in Central, they haven't killed themselves yet, so they haven't thought of the best idea yet.
Yeah, we're working our way
Oh,
up to
man.
ritual suicide, dude.
Slowly. It's a slow burn. It's called alcoholism.
First, we gotta start self-diagnosing ourselves.
It's
with,
the inevitable conclusion to what we're doing, dude.
I'm
with all
slowly.
sorts of bullshit mental health issues first before we suicide. We want to make it sound believable.
Yeah,
So,
we want to keep on record the slow downward spiral we have until it's just we're too far gone, and then it just gets sad.
Well, that's what the big YouTubers do. Is they talk about all their mental health problems that they don't really have.
See, we're being legit, man. We're gonna create our own. Wait,
We're gonna talk about all the parties we go to while we have social anxiety, and then
oh, that's so fucked up. Where you're going is such a bad place, man.
and then we're gonna have like a couple of extra espressos and talk about how like we have anxiety issues.
Safe space.
Oh man, sorry. It's one of my pet peeves, and I was thinking like, yeah, mental health, suicide, it all works together.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like peanut butter and jelly.
Like peanut butter and jelly, like mom's apple pie.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Suicide is painless. I don't know if you guys ever heard that song.
I have, and it's disturbing.
It's one of the more fucked up songs on the internet, man.
The MASH
That little
theme?
fucking. It's the MASH theme, but it's like a weird, creepy cartoon of like a distorted cartoon Knuckles.
Oh yeah,
There's
the
a video
Ugandan-
game character singing it.
the pinkish knuckles.
Yeah. It's like a pinkish red guy. And he's like, suicide is painless. It brings on many changes. And then what is it? Oh, and I can take
you're almost
or
crooning it like
leave
fucking
it as
Sinatra.
I choose. It's so fucking, it's such a sweet song. In the way it sounds like you're the guy that actually sang it, not me, obviously. I'm not that great, but he sings
You're
it
sounding
so
like you were
smooth.
almost crooning it.
I was what?
You're almost crooning it like Sinatra. Like
Like
an opera.
Sinatra.
But bad.
Fly
That's
me
not
to
true.
the moon. Let me
I said like Sinatra,
play
but
among the
bad.
stars.
Yeah. Sing like Sinatra if he had way too much whiskey.
Yeah,
Like that was kind of a nightly thing for him, I think. But all right.
I pretty much I do that a lot in the karaoke rooms, man.
Have way too much whiskey?
No, just sing like I'm Sinatra on way too much whiskey.
Oh, okay. Still have to join you guys for that. I mean,
man.
granted, right now I'm still dealing with the head cold. I have the remnants of that going on, so I'm probably.
Oh man, and you were gonna come to my house, you bastard.
I was gonna share everything, man. We share everything together. It's
actually, if
a
you
bonding
came over-
experience.
If you came over, the only place I could plug headphones in, we would have had to share headphones, like head to head, fucking spread them across both our heads.
I was encouraging him to try to do it. I thought he had to do that and turn the camera on because I would have loved to fucking see you two sharing a headset. It would have been fucking
I just
hilarious.
watched a video of that.
That'd be a pretty good thumbnail.
Well, you know what, man? Like when we finally managed to get those TV dinner, frozen dinner. Oh, by the way, I have a whole bunch of pickled eggs now.
Oh,
Again. We get to do those reviews, man. I still have that bouquet of condoms to be on the table for us and the
Set the mood.
tomatoes and stuff. Yeah, set the mood.
that's disturbing.
Oh man, that's not. I've got
epic.
so much more than just that. That it really isn't everything that I've got to set the table with. I've got a whole fucking set worked out in my head.
Yeah.
Suddenly, he's like, I can't do this anymore.
I refuse your existence. Yes.
Oh, I should go get those fucking. I should get one of the jars of pickled eggs, but I don't
Oh
want to.
God, that made me dizzy.
Surprise! Actually, I think they're probably done now. I could probably go try them out.
What the?
Yeah, I think when you pickle hard-boiled eggs, first you have to wait for like 14 days before you even eat them.
Well,
you just
see, I was
let them
gonna
sit in your fridge for 2 weeks and just.
So I was gonna let them sit and then throw them in the trash.
No. The last ones I made went bad because I didn't cover them all the way with the liquid because I thought, oh, they're in the fridge, no big deal. So these ones I did right. They're definitely not going to go bad.
No,
definitely.
Given your definition of bad, like they won't be spoiled. Nobody will get sick from eating them. They'll still be perfectly edible, safe to eat. Safe to eat. I got to repeat that to myself to make sure I believe it.
Safety.
Yeah, if you're gonna try to convince Hearth of it, you should probably try to convince yourself first.
If you have to brainwash yourself to believe it.
Well, you and I will try them. That'll be the first time. Like we'll each try them for the first time.
How about no?
Oh, come on!
We'll have paramedics on standby, dude.
Yeah,
that is the perfect like opening episode.
What, me dying?
For a review is we try I made 3 different kinds of pickled eggs. Technically 4, but really only 3. And we try those. That'll be our first review.
Dude, can you have like if you guys know a few people that could be standing in the background in paramedic uniforms, dude, that'd be fucking awesome.
Oh, I don't. Unfortunately, I can't think of anybody who would do that.
They don't have to be actors. They can,
I used to know somebody whose wife worked at a hospital, so I could have potentially leveraged that. But
okay, how about
he and I kind of parted ways when he like got all weird with having a kid. So we weren't angry. We just like slowly just stopped hanging out.
You weren't angry.
It doesn't have to be the actual uniforms. It can be a costume or something. I just think it would be funny to have it look like there's medical personnel standing in the background waiting for one of you two to keel over, dude.
Yeah, I agree. I think that'd be fucking hilarious.
Satan wants to try your Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah, only if they're still attached and not being cut off in any way. I'm not cooking my balls for you.
It's just taking a hot plate to him. You can keep them on.
Yeah, if he wants to just, take a little taste, that's fine. Just a little tickle.
Treat him like a lollipop. Sure, why not?
Like a lollipop. Oh, man, no. Oh,
that was a little too much. My apologies.
Nah, it's just the right.
I'm too straight for that, man. I'm too straight. Unfortunately.
Come on, let the guy suck your balls for a little bit. You're not,
dude. I'm serious. I live not that far from San Francisco, man. If I was gay, I could get laid every fucking night.
Yeah. See, you're what they call a bear.
No, there's just so many gay bars there that like you would eventually find somebody drunk enough to fuck you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's guys. They'll fuck anything. It's
So,
not like because they're gay guys, they're not still men. They'll still fuck anything, dude.
Yeah. Pretty much, you just go like to different bars until somebody gropes you, and then you go home with that guy.
Indeed.
Yeah, that sounds so fucking sad, doesn't it?
Sounds like you got the game plan down.
It sounds so fucking pathetic.
You obviously put thought into this.
No. I'm just waiting. I'm holding out for sex robots, man. Asian sex robot dolls.
Yeah.
I think we covered that a while. I mean, it's been a couple of years, so that technology might be readily available.
There are companies. I've talked to people who work at some of these companies. I don't want to go too far into it because I'm probably not supposed to. That I've talked to on VR chat. There are companies working on exactly what Detroit said would probably be the first gen of sex dolls, which is it's just a blank doll, but you wear like but it's read by sensors by your computer, And so you would wear like a VR headset and superimpose whatever you want over the doll.
Oh.
So like you wouldn't in the real world, it would just sort of look like a doll with like a couple of holes in it that you bang and a few servos to like move it around, I guess, suggestively. And then you put on the goggles and it would superimpose like whoever you want over it instead.
Oh, no.
So you can have a different person every time you had sex with your sex robot doll thing.
That just no.
Here's the best part about that, though. Just imagine if you're wearing the headset and you're wearing headphones that are noise canceling enough that you don't notice somebody knocking at your door and they come in anyway. So they open the door. You've got a fucking VR headset on, headphones, and you're just like, "Give it to me, you dirty bitch!" It just looks like nothing, like a fucking blank doll. There's not even a face on it.
What the fuck?
Damn, dude.
It's like fucking a mannequin.
They walk in and catch you doing that. You'd never live that down. It'd be the fucking worst thing ever. You would if you had one of those, you'd want to fucking padlock the room it's in and padlock your own room closed every time you were banging it.
Yeah, just on the off chance that someone's gonna wander into your fucking house.
Oh, absolutely. That would be so fucking
in here.
awful.
God damn it.
The most awkward moment in the world.
Yeah.
What if you were married? Oh, what if you were married and your wife came in to see that shit? And she's like, fucking really? Like, I'm right here, man. You're like, but you don't look like Jennifer Lawrence.
There's so many other things wrong if that's the situation you're walking to.
Yeah.
It's such a worse level. Yeah,
whatever. It's not like you don't fucking master. It's not like you don't masturbate even if you're in a fucking relationship, dude.
But,
true. That's a good point. I mean, at least you're not cheating.
One thing. That's one thing, though.
Right.
Like if you're like, I need a sex doll to get off, and it's like besides having my wife, that is an entirely different problem.
No. You know what you do?
Not entirely, but I hear you, dude.
You know what you do when that happens? She catches you.
Definitely be an issue.
You buy another headset.
It's a much more major problem.
You buy another headset and some other attachments. You make that sex doll into all sorts of weird shit that you both bang together.
Right. Here. You can put whatever dude's face on there you want. You want to fucking...
who's that pretty boy that plays Loki?
I don't know that dude's name.
It's just
that guy, right? But it's like a she-male version of him. And you make it like a hermaphrodite, so it's got like, the holes and it's got the penis and everything. So it's like you can both, double team like Loki as a lady boy.
All right, we've officially put too much thought into this, dude.
Just popped into my head that would be pretty fucking funny.
Kill it with fire.
I wanted to make it as creepy as I possibly could. And that guy just seemed like really creepy.
Don't worry, but you and Satan are like on the same page, man. That's just like
I don't need to rape Stabby, but I'm going to because I want to.
It's too much, man. Too much.
Oh man.
God damn, dude. Yeah.
Oh, I have a follow-up from an old story. I don't know if you guys will remember, but the commie soldier. This guy, I don't know if you guys remember, but this guy who like was at West Point and had all these like weird communist tweets, and now he's going to take over from the inside.
Oh, right.
Oh, wow.
Like anti-military shit that he was tweeting out. Yeah, he got discharged from the military. Turns out that doesn't work out real well for you.
Oh man, the HR department didn't let him get away with that.
Yeah. The Democrat lawmaker who nominated him was like, "No, we don't agree with this guy." I thought that was funny that he actually got like kicked out. Like, yeah, could have seen that one coming, dummy.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, granted, didn't he already graduate from West Point?
Yeah, he was graduating, but all his stuff was like anti-military and stuff. It's like to the point of like talking about taking over the military from the inside is like a revolution.
Yeah, so he might not be able to do that part, but he still has like, I mean, West Point is like a really good, I guess, like academy. Yeah, so I'm not sure what to call it, but it's more along the lines of it's like he still got the training for it. He still graduated, so he already has it. He's just not going to take it over from the inside. He's just now out in the populace.
But depending depending on what kind of discharge he got, it can count as a felony on your record.
Okay, that's true.
So he may never be able to own firearms or like vote. Well, I mean, he might potentially be able to regain those rights, but he'd have to go through like a long, laborious court case. Diet treason. Okay, now 50% less treason.
Ouch.
Dude, did you just open a diet treason? Yeah.
It's got treasoning.
It's got half the treason.
Hey, whatever you guys are involved in, I'm not getting involved, dude.
You're
Too late, man.
out of this joke.
I'm declining politely from joining you in your treason.
Oh, man. What was it? I was talking to some anarcho-capitalists earlier today, and they were talking about how like we just don't need police. Like, how the fuck do you think that's gonna work out, man?
That's fucking.
I'm like, you just have the weakest people would have to like find and like trade and beg for like protection from the stronger people.
Hopefully they're really good on their knees, man, because
yeah, I mean, it's like that's not going to work out well. Like, and it was a chick who was saying it, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, what people would just rape you? Like, do you not understand? Like,
good lord, dude.
Well, I mean, that's what would eventually. I mean, it wouldn't. It's not like it would fucking break down overnight, but you know, why work for food if you can just go take it and there's no police to come after you? It's ridiculous. That strong. You just fucking take him out, take as much of his food as you want, and move on. Somebody's always going to come in and grow more food because they don't want to starve. As long as you just, you know, keep moving around, you'll be able to keep stealing food.
Yeah, that's definitely like a whole survival of the fittest thing at that point.
Well, and then it just kicks off a full fucking chain of events at a certain point because there's a lot of people who don't understand that there's not an endless supply of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they can't just go kill the people that make all this stuff and take what they want forever. Eventually, there's more stuff if you don't make it yourself.
I mean, they can, but yeah.
No, I mean, you within a month, if people weren't growing food, we'd all fucking starve, man.
Oh, yeah. No, I know that. I'm just saying, like, people can still try to just take and take and take.
Oh,
and go,
yeah,
oh, wait, I need to make my stuff. Oh, wait, I'm starving to death. Never mind.
Yeah. So there'd probably be like a die-off of probably somewhere close to half the people, if not more.
Bye, humanity.
Yeah, and that's when Soylent Green comes in and saves the day.
Yeah, Soylent Green, man.
Doesn't like a bit of Soylent Green to, like, you know, fill up your palate.
Yeah.
Well, I would imagine that, like, you know, you get like farms getting raided, grocery stores would just be like robbed. People would just take all their shit.
You just gotta add a little bit to it because, you know, it gives a little more flavor. Maybe some paprika to your Soylent Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He supports Ancapistan now. Goddamn Satan and satire. But I imagine like how awful that would just immediately fucking deteriorate within like a couple of months.
Yeah, no, it's a ridiculous concept, dude.
You'd probably have groups of military. Actually, you know, you probably have groups of military going and taking over like small areas that they could control, and it'd just be like a warlord society. Like there'd be like different warlords, and whoever's
it'd be tribal.
You know, yeah, whatever tribe you lived in would be the one that you subscribe, like you do all the stuff for.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah. Damn. That's even worse than some of my puns, dude. That's I know.
I couldn't help it. I just thought, honestly, that sounds perfect.
Yeah, I wanted to keep going with the different names for human meat, but I only know the Soylent Green and Long Pig. Like, those are the only two I know.
Pig.
So it wasn't going to go very long anyway, so I just kind of shut up.
Yeah, it's hard to keep going with that. Well, I think Inglehurst needs to see this new thing here. So here's what we're gonna look at here is this bad dragon.
Hold on, rotating things. Okay.
So
what am I looking at? Oh, dildos.
I found this and thought it was Munster-based dildos.
Why?
I don't know. I thought it was fucking funny and it would bother you.
Yeah, don't listen to them. These are Star Wars accessories for cosplay.
Yeah,
There you go.
These are laser guns. We're totally not going to get fucking in trouble for this.
Lightsabers.
There's
Dude, that one looks
different tails
disturbing.
from the creatures from the Star Wars universe. These are just their tails. Don't worry about it.
This one looks like it has a fucking saw along the bottom. Pretzel.
Ow.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like a fucking. It looks like a gummy worm, dude.
Oh, there's the Red Rocket. Appropriately named Rex. Xerxes? I don't know what the fuck that is. Those are obviously horse dicks.
Obviously.
That one's actually the head of a dragon. And the whole body. Oh, that's impressive.
Why are we doing this?
Winston's tongue.
Not for the sake of being uncomfortable. I'm just wondering why we're doing it.
I figure there's got to be at least one thing every time you're on that I look at that makes you go, "What the fuck, man?"
Well, there you go. You've achieved
mission accomplished tonight.
That's an actual tentacle. Oh, and here we come to the fleshlights. This is stuff you put your dick in.
Yeah.
It just looks like a tube.
Well, here we got the one that looks like a wolf mouth.
That makes what?
I'm not sure what any of these are. This one looks like it's sort of like snaky.
It's a series of tubes.
This one has hair on it, like fake hair on it. This one looks like the muzzle of a dragon.
That one looks like a beluga.
It's like two different dragon muzzles, like a dangerous one and a friendly one.
Yay, because I always want to stick my dick in a friendly dragon.
Yeah. Well,
these are ones you wear.
You know.
So you put this
friendly and an unfriendly one, I guess, but I'd rather not have the choice.
It looks so angry.
These are the ones you wear, so you can actually put these on and have your own special monster dick.
That's beautiful.
These are, I guess, you can pack these in your pants. These are vibrators. That one's just a long ass tongue.
I like the Lil. It's so adorable. Little squirts.
And if you want one that squirts things out, but they'll tell you fake cum, you can squirt out of there.
Okay.
Dude.
By the way, look up slime wave porn. You want a good laugh? It is ridiculous.
I believe that you laughed at it. I don't know if I will, dude. Judging by the title there.
Imagine some chick blowing or having sex with an incredibly fake penis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mad Metal Man says, "Really, guys, Bad Dragon. I leave for just a couple of minutes."
Can't leave us alone.
Supervised, dude.
Yeah. Oh, but the slime wave. What is it? So imagine some chick, she's blowing or like having sex with an incredibly obviously fake penis, and then it just shoots gallons of fake no matter.
Jesus, dude.
It's so fucking funny. They just roll around in it and shit. It's so fucking weird. Oh my god, it's so fucking hilarious.
That is fucking bizarre, dude.
I saw somebody mention it.
How do you freaking find this? Oh, never mind. I gotta stop asking that question.
Just don't. You're walking into it, man. You've been on this podcast long enough that you should know better.
You got a good point there. Yeah. My apologies. Don't open that can of worms, dude.
Oh, check out Gaming and Panda's Twitter for the best of your browser cock needs.
I just always want to like eventually check your search history, man, because that's got to be like that's a video in itself. It's like this is the random bullshit that I look up, and it's not even research for the podcast. This is actually just random bullshit that I look up.
Oh man, you
guys hear about maybe 5% of the weird shit that I see that I think is funny.
Yeah, and you tweet about another 30%.
No, that's our point. That's why I'm saying we should go through your browser history, dude.
5.
Deep in the heart,
man.
Deep in the heart of Stabby's browser history. Like documentary.
Don't go in there alone.
The monster that will make you go insane. Oh, fuck it. Now I'm doing poetry. Jesus Christ. Oh, apparently Opal made Mad Metal look at the dragon dildos on his stream before. Oh, good. I'm less worried about it.
Everyone's is all about the dragon dildos.
It's old news, man. We got. He scooped us on it.
Yeah, chicks want to fuck
Really
dragons.
ovipositor fucking
Number one rule.
dildos. So you make little fake eggs out of like Jello, and you use the dildo to like put it up there.
Jesus.
I think on the note, hey guys, I'll be right back in a second, okay? I gotta step out real quick.
Yeah. I'm coming right back, I swear.
Just the heartfelt like, oh Jesus, that got me, man. Oh Lord.
Oh man.
Okay. Let's get out of like the fucking dark area of stabby pants is mine.
Yeah. Hearth has suffered enough, dude.
Okay. I thought this was interesting. They
oh shit, he actually went all the way off, dude. Okay.
Oh, he actually left. Wow.
Yeah, I thought he was joking.
People just mute. They found a 2,500-year-old Siberian princess. They were considered it like a mystery or something, and managed to actually recreate what she would look like. Apparently, not that great.
Well, come on, Siberian princess. I mean, Siberia is not the most hospitable place, so it's not like people were, the best of the best were going to live there.
I mean, she looks kind of like the horses, maybe.
Right. They're using the term princess very loosely.
Yes. Well, I mean, they probably have no idea what her station was in life. I sincerely doubt. Or no, wait, she was in some sort of sarcophagus, so that's probably what they're basing it on.
Yeah. I was going to say, she was buried with a bunch of good, nice shit, or for the time, anyway.
So she was at least somewhat respected and wealthy. But I think I speak for everyone. I'm like, hey, where's the tits, man?
Right.
Come on, right
not
before
that flat back then. God damn it.
Oh God. Okay. I don't know if I can get off of the weird, creepy sex stuff now.
Jesus, dude. I have faith in you, buddy. You can.
You have faith in me?
Yeah.
Should you have faith in me though? That's the real question there.
Right. Yeah, probably not. I mean, all the evidence suggests no, I should not. But what the hell?
See, I'm trying to look through and see what I've got here. Oh well, whatever. We'll just have to bullshit about something. I have a message. That's disturbing.
Yeah, Hearth was like, "Yeah, I'm not coming back." That's what the message is. I'm out.
All right, we're gonna send the link to Satan.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna come on and try to mess with. Does he know that Hearth isn't on anymore?
It'll be interesting. Stream brought to you by Tenga Eggs. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, I think the tattoo was not common in Siberia. That's probably also part of how they figured it. Well, I did make a fucking pork roast tonight that was killer, man. Fucking roasted potatoes, pork roast, and fucking sauteed up some Brussels sprouts and bell peppers. Oh, that shit was
nice.
Fucking great.
Yeah. All I had today was leftover Papa John's and fucking what else? They have these little I forgot who the manufacturer is, but they're little like bite-sized chicken chunks. It was like buffalo ranch flavor. They're actually pretty good, dude, for frozen.
Oh, right on. Sounds like something like Tyson.
This is my stream now.
All right, what's on the agenda, Mr. Satire, sir?
I don't know. I'm officially drunk enough to be on stream, so.
Nice.
I just figured it'd be a nice surprise for when Engelhardt comes back. He'll be like, "What the fuck?"
This guy.
Oh, I'm sure he'll check out the stream first, then not come back on because I'm gonna put things inside that boy.
Jesus. Oh man. I see here. I just want to put pickled eggs in him.
Yeah, you're not specifying where. I feel like in this instance,
can you at least wait till after I'm done putting things in them? Because I don't want my things to smell like pickled eggs. Come on.
I don't know what pickled eggs smell like. I assume just vinegar. Right?
I assume
I've never
not good.
Right.
Well, they just sit in vinegar. Like you just boil up some vinegar and like salt and seasonings, and then you cover them in a jar. Like you put them in a jar and pour it till it's over the top of the eggs.
Right.
Do any eggs that you know of actually smell good without having meat and or cheese added to it?
You know what? That's a really good point. No, they don't.
Eggs smell like fucking... They smell like they came out of a chicken's puss. That's what they fucking smell like.
Yeah, oddly enough. They smell like
That is
where
kind
they
of
came from.
strange. Yeah, I never thought of that. I'll tell you what, when you boil like 5 dozen eggs at once, it does not leave the kitchen smelling great.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
Eggs are not... No, they're not good. No bueno.
Yeah, I think it's even worse than just the puss because I believe their shit tract and their puss tract or whatever are the same fucking tract.
Oh yeah, the cloaca.
Yeah, yeah. So it's even worse than just an animal's pussy it's coming out of, dude.
Yeah, I know my animal genitalia. That's not weird.
I kind of did, but you're the one that was like, "Yes, that's absolutely correct." I was like, I think that's the way it works. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I had to boil 5 dozen eggs into them this time because 3 dozen, when I did it the last time, I did 3 dozen and it went bad. So I was like, I just need to commit. That was the mistake I made.
Okay.
Really got to commit. So I got 5 dozen eggs instead.
Can't argue with that logic, dude.
I can. That sounds like that's not how math works.
Come on, it's Stabby we're talking about. It makes perfect sense.
Well, this time I used pickle pebbles.
What? Clear pipe to pick a pebble? What?
So when you're pickling things, you want to keep the food below the level of the liquid so that it doesn't contact air. And so you buy glass weights that fit right in the jar, and basically like they're almost the size of the jar. So they hold all the food down.
Which is more than
they're
your
called
stomach
pickle
will do.
pebbles.
That doesn't sound like a real thing.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound real. I mean,
it sounds a little made up.
But that sounds fucking stupid as shit.
Hold on a second here. Do I have any jars within reach? Give me 1 second here.
Jesus. Okay, we believe you. God damn it. It's a joke.
Oh yeah. I have a camera. It's not a very good camera, so I don't usually use it, but in this particular instance,
it's just for dick pics.
No. it would actually be very flattering for dick pics because it'd be very blurry and no one would know exactly what they were looking at.
It would look like a cock would look on Minecraft.
So here we go. So you get the jar, right?
Wait, you're white? I'm talking to a white guy?
You didn't know I was white?
Oh, you fucking Nazi.
And this is a glass weight that just goes, and you see like it's like just barely like the size of the jar. So you set it in, and I'm not gonna set it in because I'll never get it back out, and we might break something. But it just holds the food down.
That's just a coaster you got off your desk, dude. Come on.
Look how thick that is. What kind of coaster you use?
That's a pog.
Why do you not recognize
that's just a slammer, dude. That's all that is.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. Oh, that is.
Okay. That's not what I thought that was at first.
Okay, of condoms.
Of course it is.
So, yeah.
I thought that was a tiki style big ass fucking dildo with hair.
No.
I don't know what the fuck that is, but that is much bigger than what you should be putting inside of you.
Oh God, no. There is nothing being put inside of me. I'm gonna pass on that one.
Not yet.
Not yet. Wait. Are you saying you're not white? Because you sound like a white dude.
I'm actually mixed.
Mixed? Oh, there you go. You
I'm only half Nazi.
You're only half Nazi. Oh man, are you a Half-African?
I'm a Half-African.
Half-African. Oh, we actually have like the last guy one of the guys that was originally started this channel with me was a African, Mr. Classholes.
He was terrible too.
No, we're pretty sure when he went to college, he discovered pussy and weed, and after that, why would he ever come back here?
I see.
Like, honestly, I can't argue with that. I can't blame him either. It's like, well, yeah, he probably got laid and started smoking some dope and was like, "What the fuck am I spending my weekends on a fucking channel talking to a bunch of losers?"
Right. You been getting high and laid, and I'm hanging out with these fucks.
I resemble that remark.
Oh, but see, you're probably like to the point where you just hate everybody so much that like getting laid is almost like an exercise in restraint of like, should I strangle this person just out of general hatred or?
No, see, like, and this is like a couple of years ago, like after I ended up breaking up with, then getting back together, then getting broken up with by this fucking barely legal chick that I was anyway, fucking idiots could suck a dick through a fuck, like, oh my god, like, but fucking retarded. Like, you couldn't talk to this chick for more than 10 seconds without realizing, oh, you have too many chromosomes. Like, there's you're literally. I think I'm fucking a retarded
too many
person.
chromosomes.
Like, oh damn!
Like,
yeah, at least one too many.
Yeah, like no, just she cute as a fucking button and could suck a fucking golf ball through a garden hose, but retarded.
Wait a minute, you're in Texas, right?
Retarded. I'm what?
Are you in Texas?
Yeah.
Were you dating Opal?
No. And Opal actually doesn't live all that too far from me.
Oh no.
No, I mean, like she's a couple hours away, but in Texas, that's
no, that's like California. Yeah, a couple hours is not far.
Well, no, in California, a couple hours is like 2 neighborhoods away.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
that's only 3 miles.
There's a big fucking difference in California with 2 hours.
Depending on where you are, it's really not that far away. Because it's same thing. It's just long ass freeways for most of the state anyway.
Yeah, but
yeah,
no,
I think he's referring to the traffic, dude.
Yeah, like California traffic is fucking retarded.
Depends on where you're at. If I go north from where I am, there's no traffic ever.
But aren't you in Northern California?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no one wants to be up there. I mean, no one wants to be in South California either. But at least it's better there. At least there's things.
No, it is not better in Southern California than it is in Northern California by any stretch. In Northern California, I'm like an hour out of San Francisco, man. There's whatever you want to do.
Okay, there's things to do other than get AIDS from fucking skinny, fucking methed up gay hookers. Like,
oh, they got all sorts of shit in San Francisco, man. You want to go to like see a movie in like one of those those fancy theaters now.
Hmm.
They're like really expensive. It's like a special screen IMAX, I think it is.
Oh, okay.
Like you want to go see an IMAX movie, they're there. We're not too far from like Sacramento, San Francisco,
right?
Because it's all just in that general
area. There aren't IMAXs in every major city across the entire U.S. and most of the.
Yeah, we go down to like the aquariums in like what is it like? Oh, San Jose or
San Diego?
Yeah, San Diego's not that far if you really want to go. All the Indian casinos, a lot of gambling if you want that.
Those are pretty fun. I'd much rather go into the smaller casinos than I do go into the big ones.
Oh, they're really nice. They're actually quite nice. The Indian casinos around here, very much so.
Oh, but no, the point I was getting to with me bringing up the little child, we got off on tangents about how shitty California is. But no,
California is shitty for a whole other host of reasons.
But no, if I'm gonna try and hook up with anybody, I'm gonna try and take home some like just recently menopausal fucking chick. Like she's got kids my age, or she got a grandkid. Like and she's like, you know what? I just want to fuck, and then I'm either gonna make you breakfast in the morning and then kick you the fuck out, or I'm just gonna.
Oh, did he just go quiet?
Okay, like
yeah,
I'll be the woman.
We missed option number two. Whatever option
if I don't have to deal with you emotionally, I'll be the woman. That's fine.
Apparently, it turns into him being the woman. I mean,
you know what I mean. But like, it's just so much fucking easier
to not date like children.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like, when I was Opal was I forget what I was tweeting about, but Opal was tweeting about how she's like into older men, and I'm like, yeah, I totally get it. It's like you can't be the super immature one and then date somebody else who's also super immature. So it's like, yeah, there's no way I can date anybody like under 35 would just be a waste of my time.
Yeah. Oh, it's one. The courtship is just so fucking easy. Like, because you hit on them, and they'll pretty much let you know almost immediately whether or not you have any chance whatsoever. Like from the first like 5 words you say to them, be like, yeah, okay, mm-hmm. I might fuck you. All right, yeah, buy me a drink.
Exactly. Yeah. That is a thing.
Fucking younger girls are too much of a pain in the ass. Or like, I'd say younger girls my age, like age appropriate women. Like,
all right. What do you consider age appropriate? I'm genuinely curious about this.
Oh, anything from like, I'm not doing anything younger than like 23, 24. Like if you just hit 21, fuck you. Like, grow up a bit. And anything like younger than like 30, it's no. I'm not dating girls around my age.
Yeah, that's still kind of in that weird age range of like, let's play games instead of let's go out.
Yeah,
you know
like,
what I mean?
It's fucking. I don't have enough patience or will to deal with people to be able to put up with those games without blowing up in someone's face and being like, oh yeah, I just said some really mean things to you and made you cry. You're never gonna suck my dick. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah, that makes sense. I can appreciate that decision.
Or they're totally into it if they're fucking screwed up enough.
Those are the worst. Those are the
I'd
worst.
rather be a chick who's just gonna give it as good as she gets, though. Like, I say some really mean shit, and she returns and says, "All right, well, here's some other really mean shit that you didn't want to hear either."
Yeah. Well, the crazier ones are usually really freaky, but yeah, they're also fucking crazy.
Well, no, not crazy. I just mean one who's not going to fucking take my shit.
Yeah, that's always
if I'm being an idiot, I want someone who's going to be like, "You're a fucking asshole." Like, fuck off. As opposed to just like crying and taking off, because then it's like, well, then we're never going to get anywhere.
Okay, when you said take my shit, I thought you meant like steal your shit, not take your bullshit.
No. I mean, I just want one who's not gonna like.
I thought he meant a Cleveland
Put up with my crap, yeah. Put up with my stupidity, my nonsense, whatever.
I thought he meant the human centipede thing. Okay, all right, now we're on the same page.
So 3 chicks together. Do you date the front end or the back end? Really? I assume the front end.
Yeah, ideally, I guess. I don't know that I can put myself into the mindset of wanting to do something like that, but yeah, I would imagine the front end.
I don't think you want the middle, that's for sure.
Right.
Although on the outside,
how do you
she's
get it?
definitely going to listen a lot and not really talk too much.
Dude. Oh man.
Oh, what was it earlier? Somebody was talking about how superior Germany was, and I was like, I bet they give you a free ashtray with every oven they sell.
Jesus, dude. That's pretty vicious. So superior that they cannot talk about Nazis or World War II.
Oh, I imagine it's the worst if you're like anything to do with tourism in Germany. Because everybody wants to come over and see the worst fucking thing in human history or recent human history.
All right.
So, like, nobody wants to come over and see, like, castles or fucking drink your good beer or have some, like, awesome sausages. They just want to come over and see the thing you did that's the worst thing ever and talk about it.
And all they want to do is never fucking mention it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do you ever see that Family Guy one where they're going through and they're bringing it up to the fucking tour guide? Brian and Stewie are bringing up, but wait, you invaded Poland in 39. They're like, no, we were invited. Cake was served. And then they're like, no, we were all on vacation.
We had cake. We had cake. That makes it totally cool.
Damn.
Oh man.
I don't think that's what Hitler was baking in those ovens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and dude, he's a fucking horrible cook because he was obviously overcooking everything put in those ovens.
He's still a better cook than Opal.
Oh god. I honestly, I think 90% of that shit is Opal being a troll.
Yeah. No, again, I think at
good.
first it wasn't. I think she was really screwing up at first, but she saw how much of a reaction it got, and she went with it. And a lot of it now is Pope bullshit.
She's fucking really good at trolling people, though. I think she just gets a kick out of it.
Yeah, it's sneaky with the little weird squeaker voice thing. Yeah.
I still get a kick out of the voice. I know that's awful, but I still think it's fucking adorable and hilarious.
Yeah, I can only take it for a little bit at a time.
This is why you're gonna die alone, and that's a good thing.
As long as I don't have kids, I'm good. As long as there's no kids, I don't want kids.
You know what? I'm gonna adopt you a baby.
You're gonna adopt me a baby?
Yeah, the worst present I ever fucking got was my great grandfather. Right before he fucking died, decided every boy should have a dog. Okay, sure.
No.
Here's a living thing to take care of. If it dies, it's your fault. Fuck you, old man.
Oh man, I hate having pets, dude. I am not a fan.
That dog is still alive. It won't fucking die.
Oh my god, it's still alive? Oh, you have to feed it and everything.
She's 16 years old.
And then if you get rid of it, like you take it and put it up for adoption, or you find somebody who wants a dog and give it to them, your whole family will be upset.
Yeah.
Right?
What was the last thing he gave you before he died? He gave me a living thing to take care of. That's a dick move. I don't care if he had Alzheimer's. That was Did you
not wonder why I was dancing on the grave at his funeral? It's because he gave me a fucking dog. Like,
I was trying to get the dog in the coffin before you put it in the ground.
Good to know that if I want to make an impression before I pass, all I got to do is send a bunch of fucking puppies out.
Yeah, no, dude, make it like turtles or something that live fucking forever.
Oh, fucking parrots, like African gray parrots, the ones that live for like 150 years or some shit.
Yeah, dude, that'll do it.
Oh my god!
That'd be like grandkids. Like, why do I have to take care of this fucking turtle?
Because your great grandfather was a piece of shit, and he had a YouTube channel where he talked with other pieces of shit, and now you have a turtle. Fuck you, take care of it, Timmy.
Yeah. It was the only way you could figure out.
At one point, we had birds, and I want to emphasize had birds, and I don't like pets just in general. I'm not a fan.
How'd they taste?
Why I didn't eat them, but they did die.
Like chicken.
That just seems like a waste.
Well, see, the thing is, birds make a lot of noise, but birds are also very stupid. So if you put a blanket over their cage, they think it's night and stop making noise. Now, a normal person won't leave that blanket over the cage for like 90% of every day. And well, like, yeah, they didn't make it long.
God damn, dude.
I mean, I feel really bad. Like, honestly, I really was like only like 18, 19 years old. I really didn't know that it was going to like eventually like
kill your birds.
No, they weren't mine. They were somebody else's birds. They were just stored in my room.
So you killed somebody else's birds.
I killed somebody else's birds.
You know what? Oh, they probably thought it was a favor.
Yeah.
Why do you think they left you in charge?
A lot more often too. It was not a good end.
Oh, God damn.
I feel a little bit bad, but at the same time, like I never asked for them, and I specifically asked for them not to be there. multiple occasions I said, I don't know how to take care of birds. I don't want the birds.
I'm just waiting for my dog to just look up at me and say Edward, so I can break its neck and not feel bad.
Oh man, if you bring the dog in, I can pretend to say it for the dog. We could make. Do you have a camera? We could make a thing out of it for the show.
Edward.
Oh man.
Yep.
Well, if you break its neck right, it's not going to yipe.
Oh,
It'll be gone.
Okay. I got attacked by a Doberman Pinscher when I was younger. I was walking home from school, and like this is in like this California. Like, do you know the like Ontario area, like where there's just random parts of just fucking desert shit in between like all the civilization?
Oh yeah. I kind of have an idea what you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, yeah, like there was a shortcut that made the trip home like 20 minutes faster. Instead of taking like an hour to get home, it only took like 35 or so minutes to get home. Right, just walk through this desert part, and instead there's this fucking dog that starts following me. All right, walking, I'll be fine. I start walking a little bit faster. Dog starts walking a little bit faster, so it starts running. I take off running, and at some point, all I know is I turn around and kick it. And it runs away for a second, then just looks at me pissed off, and it's all of a bit of a blur at some point. All I know is at one point I had it by the neck, and right before the crack, there was a yap.
Oh, right before the crack. Okay.
As its neck was snapping.
But at that point, like that's the kindest thing you could do for the dog, really. I mean, because the other option is what? Beat it to death with like a rock or a stick or something? Like, if it's attacking you,
honestly, I wish it would have done that. It probably would have suffered more. That piece of shit bit the fuck out of my leg.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
That's got to be fucking terrifying. How old were you when that happened?
I was in 4th grade, so I was.
God damn, it's like 8 or 9.
No, older.
So
like, 4th grade, you're like what, 9 or 10, right? Something like that.
Yeah, about, I think.
Mm-hmm. Trying to think. I was
so 10-year-olds versus
kindergarten,
dogs.
like 5.
Good sort of fighting
like
ring thing. If we wanted to run an illegal fighting ring, 10-year-olds versus dogs.
I would bet on the dog every time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe like 13-year-old then.
I would bet on the dog like 90% of the time.
I'm wondering where the ground is now that you've broached the subject. Where's that age range where they might be able to take the dog about half the time?
Where do people start winning 17. More often than not?
17, like right before they become adults and they're actually people and like we care about them. Like when they're still children and we're legally allowed to kill them because, you know.
Ooh, and then extra bets as to whether they'll reach 18 or not. So you're betting on the matches, plus you can have like long running bets on whether or not they'll make it out of the ring. Like at 18 they get released.
Yeah, all right.
Great idea, man. We got a whole new business idea going here, guys. If you're
no, yeah, but we can't be mean to the dogs though, because we don't want to end up like Michael Vick. We can have them fight children, that's fine. But just like Michael Vick was the bad guy. We have to be nice to the dogs.
Yeah, no, obviously. Well, who'd abuse a dog? That's terrible.
Abusing 17-year-olds is fine. Putting them up against fucking Rottweilers, that's...
I'm sorry. I had to go for that. It was the obvious line.
You got to turn the kids feral, though. So you got to beat the shit out of them. Treat them horribly.
Oh, I'm just thinking micro doses of methamphetamines on a regular basis.
Why microdoses? Oh. Why not go all out, man?
Why not? Wait, hold on. Yeah, why microdoses? Just give me the meth.
Oh, you know what I was thinking though, but like probably bath salts would be better. Because meth is too stable. Like bath salts are like weird permutations of methamphetamine that do other things we don't know necessarily. All the
okay, do you know whose fault that was? You know whose fault? Like why bath salts are so fucked up now?
The FDA, I imagine.
It wasn't the FDA directly, but it was essentially Okay, yeah, no, it was the FDA, but kind of, sort of. Essentially, what happened was there was this new fucking drug that came out, because bath salts had been around for like a decade and a half. Like they've been around for a long fucking time before the fucking Florida shit. People started like the zombie crap, right?
Yeah.
And it's been around, and all right, well, this isn't illegal, so we have to make this illegal. All right, well, let's go ahead and change it up. All right, well, they changed it. We have to make this illegal now too. All right.
Oh, yeah, and it just basically cascaded.
Slightly...
It just kept going back and forth.
Yeah, no, it basically it went from being something that was safer than cocaine to do, to being something that is like guzzling a fucking half gallon of PCP and chewing on fucking big ass shards of fucking meth at the same time while you're on LSD. Like it's this fucked up thing now, but at one time it was actually really fucking safe. The same shit happened with the weed thing too. They kept making how all the new strains of that fake weed crap kept getting worse and worse and worse, and all
what is it called, Spice or something like that?
Yeah,
Spice and K2 and all the other weird shit where people were they'd get on the freeway and then park their car, get out, and not realize they had done it till they had come to and shit. Yeah, no, like there's weird shit was happening because they made the stuff that was safe for you illegal, so they had to change it so they could still sell it.
Yeah, they would change the composition slightly so that it was different enough to be legal again, but then that would get made illegal, and so they'd have to keep doing that same process. So it got further and further away from the original shit every time.
Yeah, and it kept getting more and more dangerous every time.
Yeah, it's like, at what point do we just have to acknowledge that prohibition just doesn't work?
Right.
You can't tell adults, like, no, you can't do that. When it comes to, like, drugs. Like, some things you kind of have to, like, you know, people are still going to kill people, but we really do want to try to enforce no murder.
Right.
You know, and theft and stuff. But
punish murderers for after the crime, but why are you trying to prevent people dying? That's just silly. People deserve to die. They're people. I mean, you punish murderers because without it, you have chaos. But at the same time, like people being murdered, there's some order in that. It works.
Yeah. Let's face it, like 90% of people should be killed.
Right. Thank you. Especially you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Oh man. Well, you know, I'm just looking at the most palatable things to offer first, you know. I think we might be able to get prohibition released on things like mushrooms and LSD before murder.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying it should be legal, just maybe less frowned upon.
Less frowned upon.
Yeah. Like we should get the people outside of the victim's family to say whether they were actually a good person or not.
Fucking right.
Oh God, can you imagine?
Yeah, no friends or family, just people, you know, that they pissed off. Let's hear from them. That would be the mitigating circumstances, dude. Like, no, that guy was a fucking asshole. Their family's full of shit.
Just bring back blood guilt, you know, like if they have enough gold to pay for like the person that they killed, they just get to pay the gold instead.
Or like indulgences, like when the Catholic Church sold indulgences.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you could commit essentially any sin as long as you had enough money to fucking pay for it.
Well, isn't that how politics works?
Yeah,
that is exactly how politics works.
You know, they basically do whatever the fuck they want as long as they got the money and the fucking connections, right?
Yeah, this is true.
Although apparently, some of the memos I've been seeing on Twitter, so, you know, who knows how accurate it is. But some of the newly released classified memos actually show direct links of Hillary selling weapons from Benghazi to the, what do you call it? What were they called at that point? It wasn't ICE, it's Al-Qaeda.
Oh, yeah, no, and see, the thing is, though, like, although, yes, that's absolutely fucked up, it wasn't just Hillary.
Oh, no, it wasn't just her.
It was Bill, it was Hillary, it was Bush, and his daddy, and every other member of that fucking shitty-ass fucking family.
Obama had part of it, too.
Yeah. Like I think the only president in recent history where Al Qaeda has been a fucking thing that you can't say has sold weapons to Al Qaeda has been fucking Trump.
Yeah. Well, it's ironic that like the one guy that the press is doing their absolute best to just like eviscerate is probably one of the more honest presidents, despite all the lies he's told. Probably one of the more honest presidents we've had in a long time. At least in the respect of, like he said, this is what I want to do. And then he goes in and he's like, and now I'm going to do, this is what I wanted to do. And now I'm going to do it.
Or at least try to. Like, honestly,
try to.
He hasn't, like, as a president, within the first 500 days, he has done little to jack shit compared to most presidents. Because he can't do anything. Which, I'm okay with some of that, because some of the things he wants to do are kind of fucking retarded. But, like, they're like, he hasn't been able to do anything, period. Like, even the things that I do agree with, he hasn't been able to try and get put in place because everyone is fighting against him.
He's got some of the things done, but I think the biggest issue is like every time he does something, some random state Supreme Court just fucking nullifies it, even though they don't really have that authority. So it's like the whole system is basically just working to be like, no, we're not going to do that, even though it's really not up to them.
Yeah, no, the judicial branch is fucking out of control, dude.
Yeah.
The legislating from the bench bullshit is ridiculous, man.
Well, like take DACA for instance. You know, like it or not, or hate it, whichever. It had a clause in it from when Obama wrote it that would have ended it. That was the point of why it was ending. It wasn't because Trump, signed anything or did anything. He just wasn't continuing it. He was letting it end when it had stated that it should. And then like one of the courts, I think the one in Hawaii, that major, I forget what they're called at that point, like a federal court or federal, whatever it is. We're like, no, it has to stay in place.
Are you talking about the state Supreme Courts?
Yeah. We know there's like the Supreme Court. There's like the Ninth Circuit.
Oh no, like I know that's not their official title, but that's essentially what they are. It's the highest. It's the highest court of the state. Yeah.
It's just the state Supreme Courts essentially.
Yeah, and like I know that's not what they're officially called, but they get called that a lot to a point where I'm just been fine. That's what they're called now. Fuck
yeah, exactly. But essentially, I think it was Hawaii's one. Just was like arbitrarily like, no, it has to continue. It can't be ended. Even though
that's the way it was written.
And that's the way presidential acts are supposed to be. Is they're not supposed to be permanent. That they're supposed to end, because otherwise, what's the point of having Congress?
Yeah, president can just sign in shit and then it's permanent. Yeah, there's no need to have to fucking legislate. That's too much power for that branch, dude.
Yeah, I'm a lot of the stuff that's been stymied has been stymied in courts. So it should be interesting to see what happens. I think it's going to start shaking loose here in a little bit. Because sooner or later it's going to end up in the Supreme Court. All of it is. And it's just going to get overturned, like every one of them. Because I think they've pretty much got the Supreme Court stacked at this point, that it would kind of be shocking if they went the other way.
Yeah, but you never know. The Supreme Court seems to be going out of its way to not actually have an opinion on anything. Like the fucking gay cake baker.
Well, no, they had a really good decision lately, just not one that people agreed with. On let's see, here we go. It claims it's a blow to the workers' rights, but in reality, they just upheld the law that was already in place. And so essentially, what people were trying to do was nullify the arbitration clause in any employee's contract. But because Congress had already put a law in place, the National Labor Relations Act, that covered that, they were like, you can't just come to us and have us remove it. You have to go through Congress. The law is in place, and the law stands as it's written until it's changed by Congress. It's not up to the Supreme Court to just like nullify these things. So a lot of people were seriously upset. Like the lefties were super upset. And fairly enough, like the arbitration clause is pretty bullshit. But it's already in law. If you want to get it undone, you have to go through the correct channel to do it. You can't go through the Supreme Court. So in some cases, they're doing the right thing and making it very clear.
I don't know. I still don't understand how the bakery case got up to the fucking Supreme Court. I don't get how it took. Was it 7.5 years? What, seven, something like that years for this to get fucking settled?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Well, it was. I think it was a case
compelled speech of any kind. Well, no, it doesn't even have to, compelled speech of any kind, whether it's from government or from a customer, whatever the fuck it is. No one can compel you to say anything. I mean, outside of like subpoenas and shit, and that's just through threat of perjury or jail. But
yeah,
but like. They made the cake. They didn't want to write something on it that went against their religious views. Fine. Like, the exact same thing could be turned around and said, all right, some racist, sexist, homophobic, bumbling fucking idiot could walk into some black, queer, lesbian bakery, right? I want you to write, niggers are fags and God hates them. Yeah, I'm not going to write that. Fuck you. I'll make you a cake, but I'm not going to write that shit. Wow, oh, you're just bigoted now. No, they're not going to write something that no. It's compelled speech, no matter how you want to put it, whether it's on a cake or words and speech, whatever. It's.
Well, I think any business should just have the right to refuse business for any reason, and that if people disagree with them, they'll stop spending money there.
What it
comes down to.
For the longest time, I would agree with that. Up to a point when like somebody brought up the case. All right, well then what stops hospitals from doing that? What stops?
Oh, okay, that's actually a fair point. I never thought of that.
Well, no, like
hospitals are technically businesses. Yeah, I mean, if they can just refuse service.
Well, it basically brings up the question: what is a necessary service or a necessary good?
Yeah,
the line between what is and what isn't necessary. There are things on the extremes that you can easily point to, but there's a huge gray area in the middle where it's like, well, I mean, that's not really necessary, but it would deeply impact the livelihood of people if they could not get that service or good. So I would love to just say, yeah, give businesses the right to be able to service whatever clientele they want to. Like, if they're racist, fine. All right, then they just go out of business because there's a whole bunch of black people that don't want to go to their store, and even a bunch of woke white folks that are like, yeah, I don't want to give my money to a racist business. But at the same time, like, if they're a necessary service,
although I think at least emergency rooms can't really refuse service, right? I think
emergency rooms, but I mean, like gas stations or like banks or something like that. You become an issue if like banks are just not like giving black people accounts.
I don't think it would. I don't think it would.
No, I don't think they would either. But it's a fair point to say, like, where does that line go? Like, how far do we allow that line to be drawn? Because you have to look at not whether you think they would or wouldn't, but whether or not it would be possible when you're making a law. Because it's not about like necessarily the likelihood of such an event, but what do you do if that event occurs? Like, is it okay or is it not okay?
Yeah. And like,
I don't know, man.
I've had this argument probably a dozen times with a buddy of mine. Actually, I don't think we're friends anymore. I think he's kind of pissed off at me, but that doesn't matter. But no, like we've had this argument many times because we play games a lot together, like League of Legends and a bunch of other stuff. And like while we're playing, we're always sitting there talking bullshit, whatever. because at some point, like there's more things to talk about than just what's happening in the game, and we have hours and hours worth of time to fill. So we sit there and bullshit about politics or religion or just topical shit, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you got to fill the fucking moments in sometimes. I don't know if you've ever heard of Sea of Thieves, but there is a lot of downtime in that game.
Yeah, but like we've been trying to define what a necessary service or good is, and we fucking can't. And like I've even taken the time to look up legal arguments for what a necessary good or legal service or necessary good or service is, like as far as legal standing. And the definition they've come up with so far is we don't have a definition.
Oh wow, okay, interesting.
Well, it's because there's so many nuances to it, even if you just take one particular city, right?
Yeah.
And like, all right, and only a very limited number of goods and services. Even within just one small city, they couldn't determine the exact line between what is a necessary good, a necessary service, and what isn't. And these are things like fucking, yeah, like one of the things that they mentioned a lot was gas stations. Like the ability to transport yourself from place to place is not necessary, but in a lot of cases, fucking necessary.
Yeah, oh yeah, especially like if you have to commute or something like that.
Yeah.
Between you and your job, and then suddenly they're all like, well, but we're not serving Jews anymore. Yeah, that would be bad. All our banks would close.
So, like, and I wish there was a whole lot easier answer for it, but there really isn't an easy answer to should businesses be able to discriminate on whatever basis they want to. I'd love to be able to say, yeah, and just let the markets decide it. If you're a piece of shit person, then your business will suffer for it. But
it does kind of smack of anarcho-capitalism, though, now that I think about it, the way you're talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh, anarcho anything is usually a terrible plan.
Oh, yeah, always.
All right. Is Dave Swaff still okay? I think he was talking about it. We were breaking up for him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
right. Yeah. Satan and Satire was kind of breaking up. Well, just for a second there, but
okay.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah,
I'm at a critical point. I try to schedule my little game here to not interfere with the broadcast, but unfortunately, I'm at a point where I have to kind of give it a little attention. So,
okay, fair enough. I'm playing the game. Oh man, Engelhardt won't be back.
You two are flowing along, so I figured I'd take the opportunity to.
Yeah, well, I can't argue with you, man. I can't argue. Video games are very important. If there was a way I could be doing this and also playing like Sea of Thieves at the same time, I probably would be doing it.
Yeah, well, this one again, it doesn't take that. Like, I'm not actually constantly having to do shit. I'm just having to make sure, like, okay, all right, they killed the creature. I got to heal my troops like every few minutes. So it's not that bad. It's only something that requires me to take like 10 seconds every couple minutes.
Ah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, and I'm done now. As long as my troops get to where they're supposed to gather.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Engelhardt did have something, an emergency come up, and he won't be coming back tonight.
Did he get in a car accident to get out of being in the broadcast again?
No, from what I understand from the text, it actually sounded like he had a legit thing going on. Because I texted him, like, did you die, man? Did you die? You all right?
All right. My apologies for joking about that, Hearth. I'm just kidding.
No. He's he's got.
I'm not. I think you're a pussy and you're scared of me. I will fuck you.
Yeah, don't be ducking this guy. Come on.
You guys have been on together before.
He's not.
I find it amusing that you don't remember that.
Stabby, you're the one that made the mistake of telling Satan and Satire that fucking Hearth was afraid of him.
Yeah, that was your fault.
I don't think I ever meant that, though. I was just fucking.
Wait, that's the guy you said was afraid of me?
Yeah, not in so many words, but that's the way it came across. However,
I thought that was the guy with like the blue eyes white dragon fucking avatar.
I don't remember. Maybe it was. I mean, honestly, if I said Engelhart's afraid of you, I was definitely joking.
Yeah, not afraid. I think it was just like he made him uncomfortable or something. I don't know.
Oh, maybe he did. Maybe some of the stuff he said made him uncomfortable.
That makes sense.
So a lot of the stuff I say
sounds like Satan and satire.
I'm a terrible person, so I mean, I think that might be the one thing Satan and satire and I have in common is we're both really awful people, deep at heart.
Oh yeah,
yeah, at your cores, dude. Yeah, but seriously, I think you both just need hugs. That's it. Just lots and lots of hugs, especially Satan and satire.
Stop stealing his joke. Shut up, Carlos.
Well, if he hasn't made it yet, I gave him plenty of opportunity in this whole goddamn podcast. So if he's not going to do it, I'm stepping in.
You're right. I hadn't made the hug joke the whole podcast. I hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah, we can't go the whole time.
See what you started.
I wonder if he looks like my cousin.
You know what I look like.
Well, no, I was just going to joke because my cousin's also half black, so you must all look alike.
That's good. I like that. That's good.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah. You at least half look alike. Come on.
At least half look alike.
Well, it depends. Which one of his parents were a real person and which one of them was black?
His dad was black.
Oh, then we might look alike.
He might look alike.
Yeah.
Actually, he looks really like you wouldn't know he was half. He actually just looks black for the most part.
See, and for the most part, I just look white unless I'm tan, in which case I look Mexican, apparently.
You look Mexican. Well, you know what? I got a bunch of people in my family that are Mexican too, so it works out.
But no, I have been confused for every single race except for, hey, are you half black and half white? Oh no, yeah, you're actually no, never, fucking never does that happen.
That's crazy.
Are you Arab? Are you Asian?
Are you Hawaiian?
I've been confused with Hawaiian too. It's like how fucking blind are you? How the fuck do I look Hawaiian?
Oh, I had a friend with a similar thing, except he was half Filipino.
Mm-mm.
And he used to he'd get Mexicans that wouldn't believe that he wasn't Mexican.
Yeah.
Like all the time. He would just be mistaken for all sorts of different races and mixes and everything. And it got so bad at one point, because it was like a shitty assembly place that we worked at, that like some other dude who was like this Mexican gangbanger, like who was dealing meth to like half the workers, decided that my friend was like a rival gang member and wanted to fight him.
Jesus
for
Christ.
No reason. Like, and this dude, like the friend of mine was like just he's like an old stoner, like skater rocker guy. Just fucking could not be more chill. It was just so funny. Like this dude just eventually took a swing at him and ended up getting arrested.
And everybody's meth connection went away. That's sad.
Yeah, we actually lost a few people.
Damn. If he goes, I go because he was my source. It's not easy to find a meth dealer around here,
Well, the thing was,
it's very easy to find a meth dealer.
Yeah, I know. That was the joke I was making.
I think we had at least one meth house in the neighborhood, and I live in like a really nice suburban neighborhood. Like we have neighborhood barbecues and shit where everybody gets together, which is not normal in California, where everybody gets together and just have a barbecue and shit. And we had like a meth house that was down the street from us that got raided one day, and suddenly all this guy's boats and trucks were gone. And then
they'll seize all your shit. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, well, they'll take everything. They'll fucking take everything. I don't necessarily agree with that though. I feel like if you're gonna get thrown in jail, that should be more than enough.
Oh no! Speaking of that, like whenever like my dad died little over 3 years ago now, and the neighbor was the one that actually called the police because the neighbor was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure that fucker is dead."
Oh, sort of smell or something.
No, it's just he hadn't been seen or heard from in 3 days.
Oh,
and, his car with like he like, and this neighbor like he's retired, has Parkinson's, so he doesn't do a whole lot. So he pretty much spends most of his time sitting on his porch or in his
Shakes
front
slightly.
room. Yeah. No, pretty much all he does all day long, every day, is just hang out with people that come out to hang out on his porch and smoke weed. That's all he does all day, every day.
That sounds great.
Like he is a cool motherfucker. Shaky some bitch, but he is a cool motherfucker.
I'd be down. That kind of sounds cool.
But yeah, no, like he lives like directly across the street from my dad's house, my house now. But so yeah, like he went ahead and called the cops and it's like, hey, so I think this motherfucker's dead. come check on him. So they went and broke the back door down and went and checked on him, and he had exploded. Like apparently he had bloated and his stomach blew up and shit. That was pretty. But no, like they found some paraphernalia and a couple of baggies of both meth and crack. And so I'm just now finding out how much shit they took out of the house. Like 3 years later, I'm just now finding out that they took both of his guns. They took a TV. Like
what?
Why the fuck take a TV? Well, it looked new, so we assumed it was from drug money. No, it was because he was siphoning money out of his mom's account. It's not what it wasn't drug money. He wasn't making shit.
Oh man, that's some fucking horseshit. Basically, they probably just fucking planted some shit and were like, "Let's take this TV for the fucking station."
Oh no! He had
how many dudes take it home, dude? You know what I mean?
He had drugs in the house, like for fucking.
Oh, for sure. Okay, yeah, fair enough. All right.
Like my dad was a fucking junkie, dude. Like, and he had just got out the hospital too, like right before he died. And
so it's probably like an overdose or like too soon kind of thing.
Yeah, like I went and spoke to the doctor, and like he was like, yeah. So I told the patient. He was trying to be all formal and shit, but I was like, I told the patient, like, if he smokes anymore, like it's not like an if or when, this is going to happen. The next time you smoke, you're gonna die. 12 hours later. 12 hours later.
Goddamn, dude. Oh, that is a trip.
Dude, that reminds me, though, dude, I've made it over 24 hours without smoking, dude.
Oh, you quit smoking altogether, like for 24 hours at least? That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's been since probably about 7 yesterday. So
I wasn't trying to light up as soon as you said that, but I just already had lighter in my hand. So fuck you.
It's fine, dude. It seems to have finally taken hold. So yeah.
I ran out of weed, so now I had to roll me a joint.
But yeah, no, I'd been like making it to like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, like a few times, and then I end up fucking like going to the store, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy a pack. God damn it! But today I actually made it all the way through.
Smoking cigarettes. Oh.
Yeah.
I assumed you were smoking weed. Like that's. Okay. You can't count the time from the last time you cigarette within hours. You have to say days. Like okay, fine. It's been a full day now, but saying 24 hours, like, nah. Unless
it's an important milestone for me, dude. You know, pretty much every time I've made it at least 24 hours, I've quit for, well, not for good, obviously, because I eventually smoked again, but you know, where I've quit for at least several months, as long as I make it at least to 24 hours. So, you know, for me, it's a big deal.
So it's the initial hump.
Plus, we're only an hour away from being tomorrow anyway, so fuck you. Fucking guy.
Smoke.
Yeah. No, it's weird, man. The Chantix, again, I still have a kind of an urge to smoke, but it's nowhere near.
You're using Chantix?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's the only way I've ever been able to quit is with taking the Chantix.
If there was a boss that fired you under like really aggravated circumstances, don't make sure you don't see him while you're on Chantix, because for whatever reason that specific scenario happens a lot with Chantix users. They beat the fuck or kill their ex-employers.
God damn,
wow,
dude.
that's a trip.
It's a very odd specific scenario, but like with Chantix users, not just like ex-smokers or whatever, but no, like specifically Chantix users will beat the fuck out of or murder their former employers if there was any kind of bad blood between them.
My ex-boss was a nice guy, though. I really like that dude.
Quit smoking.
I murdered
how
him
you feel
because of the Chantix, but goddamn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had
I'm
other
good,
bosses
dude.
I've worked for who I wouldn't mind having a good excuse that might get me out of it in court.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to take Chantix just so I can fucking murder this motherfucker.
Oh, God. The boss I had at
Fucking
Safeway?
excuse.
Oh, he was the fucking worst, man. When I didn't even work at Safeway very long, but that guy was the fucking worst. He had the little guy syndrome. Because he was
those guys are pieces of shit.
He was at least no taller than 5 foot at the very most. I think he was like 4'10". And
God damn, that's funny.
He would pick somebody every week to fuck with their schedule and give them less hours than they were supposed to, because Safeway is a union gig. So like if you're hired on to work X number of hours a week, you get that every week, no matter what, because it's union. And then when I put in my 2-week notice, this asshole scheduled me, because I was working full time. I was working 2 full-time jobs, so I don't know why he thought I was going to work there forever. Dumb fucker. But he scheduled me for 2 hours, 1 hour like on a Wednesday, and then another hour on like a Friday, instead of like the full 40.
Oh, Jesus, dude.
So I just went up and like quit on the spot. I went to the manager who was on when I saw the schedule, and I was like, seriously, dude, this is some horse shit. He's like, I'm just the assistant manager. He makes the schedule. I can't do anything about it. And I said, yeah, but I can quit right now. So you're not going to be seeing me again. Here's your aprons. Have a nice day. You know, like,
yeah. Fuck.
But every week, somebody would have to go through the union to get their hours. Every single week. Oh, that guy was such a prick.
I mean, did they have too many employees? Like, did they just not want to fire somebody, so they've just fucked over everybody?
So the weird thing about places like Safeway is that unless it's busy, they don't want to pay for the hours that people are there, even though it might get busy within the next 10 minutes. So if you slow down for 15 minutes, they'll start trying to get people to go home, even though you know for a fact like it's 4:50. And at 5 p.m., a whole bunch of people are going to get off work, and you're going to be slammed for the next 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll still try to send a bunch of people home. It's crazy. They're ridiculous with it. It's so weird.
Wow, that's crazy. I thought Safeway was actually decent. I wonder if it was just that one, or if Safeway just sucks.
They used to be probably a long ass time ago, but like they're.
No, you're speaking of Amway. Amway is the good company.
Amway's the good company. I don't know.
Do not believe that.
No. I assume you're being facetious. I used a big word, so I sound smart.
Yeah, I'm
facetious is the only word in the English lexicon that has all of the vowels in there in order and only in there once.
Holy shit, dude! You're right. God damn, I never thought of that. That's a trip.
It's the only word that does it.
That's fucking cool. I'm going to use facetious a lot more now.
That's why I remember the word.
Bust out that trivia. Now that I've used that word, let me tell you an interesting factoid about that word.
Oh my God, I'm absolutely going to do that, Dave. You have no idea.
That's going to be a requirement on this podcast. Anytime any of us use it, we have to go into a detailed explanation about that, dude.
Over and over and over.
Okay.
It won't be funny like the 3rd or 4th time, but by the 5th time, it'll start to be hilarious.
Yeah, people will catch on. Yeah, and trust me, dude. I don't know. I don't think I've never done it on here. I do. For some reason, I only reserve it for real life. That thing where you overly explain something that's a really simple concept. I do it to my son all the time. He fucking hates it. It's hilarious, dude.
Another interesting factoid that I've always found fucking fascinating. Like, you know how we started having movies and film around 1921, right? They're actually technically 1919, but there wasn't ever anything like scripted and whatever until about 1921.
Right.
But up in like anything prior to 1929, almost all of it is lost and just does not exist to the like it's just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Because they
get like taped over, or it's just gone.
Well, no, like, at the time there was no taping over that kind of stuff. It was one time film.
Oh, that would be filmed. Okay.
But yeah, was it that the film medium was easily burnable and broke down really quick or something like that?
Well, it's not that it was easily burnable. I mean, that obviously yes, it was, but that's not why it's all gone. About half of the stuff that's missing is missing due to the fact that they didn't really know how to store it very well, so it all just got destroyed just from existing. Because it wasn't stored well.
Oh, yeah. Kind of like if you keep books in your, like, fucking garage, like, next to the fucking door, they break down and fucking rot.
Yeah.
Versus in, like, a nice dry room in your house, they last forever kind of thing.
Yeah. But, like, a lot of them just vanished, went missing. There's this huge fucking conspiracy theory thing about how, like, the early filmmakers went and hid all of the evidence of like the early film stuff because there was supposed to be some hidden secret messages. How anyone knows this because it's all fucking missing is bullshit. But either way, they're crazy. But it's still interesting the fact that they literally just disappeared. Like they're
like
still
Einstein's brain.
Yeah, sure. But no, like a lot of them, like the one specifically was one of the movies that like it was groundbreaking at the time, and I always forget the name, but I have to look it up. I'll have to look it up later. But
Birth of a Nation?
No. Like it was made in 1926 or 27. But it was one of these groundbreaking pictures where like it actually added new elements to editing and how to like make movies tell a story kind of thing, and especially like in those early first like couple decades of film, they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They were all kind of experimenting, seeing what the hell worked, and this was one of the few that like kind of developed how we do things. But even to this day, no one has seen it. We just know stories of it because of all the stories that came out at the time. But we still have like all of the cylinders where they had the films, but all of the actual film is gone. It just disappeared.
Yeah. At the beginning of that story, I had another thing that we could do to annoy people. I got the idea from me and Stabby guessing like what happened to the film. Like we should do that, but like continuously interrupt somebody's story by trying to guess what happened and come up with as many different wacky ideas as we can. And
kind of like what just happened while I was telling the story. Oh,
yes,
good.
Yes, dude. But
you
even
did
more.
It funny. You
even
did
more.
It funny.
That's fucking great, dude. So let's do that.
All right. I wanted to tell, I don't know, I'm surprised you guys didn't know, but Einstein's brain was actually stolen.
Sorry.
So when Einstein died, he'd left specific instructions behind to cremate him in secret and scatter the ashes secretly in order to discourage people from like idolizing him. And what is his name? Harvey. I can't remember the guy's last name here. It doesn't say it.
I'm sure
Harvey
stole
Einstein's brain from the mortuary, and eventually managed to get Einstein's son Hans Albert to agree that it could be used, but only for the interest of science. So Harvey then lost his job at Princeton Hospital because when you steal a brain, they don't keep you on.
Yeah.
And he took the brain to Philadelphia, where it was carved into 240 pieces and preserved in celadon. It's a hard and rubbery type of cellulose. He divvied the pieces up into jars and stored them in his basement. So when Harvey's wife threatened to dispose of the brain because she didn't want it in her basement, kept in a cider box. So for a time he worked. The story just gets fucking weirder. Anybody that wants to look at it, definitely look at it. But essentially, like he takes the brain from places to places and places. The first study shows that it said that there had an abnormal proportion of 2 types of cells, neurons and glia. 5 other studies followed it. But ultimately, I think what happens is it turns out Einstein's brain wasn't particularly special at all.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything specifically that set him apart. It's all just kind of nonsense.
Right. Yeah, because I had heard that it had all kinds of corticalization? Where a bunch of the folds and
well, that's what a lot of people said, but I think the case is they found what they wanted to find.
Right,
I'm not mistaken. Like I don't want to read like a whole fucking article just on a podcast. That seems awful.
Yeah, sounds like it's right up our alley.
I just think it's funny that like some dude stole his fucking brain from the fucking hospital.
Yeah, fuck his dying wishes of being
after the fact.
Cremated.
Well, and then after the fact, managed to get his son's blessing to have it studied for science anyway. Then cut it up into a bunch of pieces and stored it in jars in his wife's fucking basement.
Right. Yeah, it needs to be cut up and stored in my basement for science.
His ex-wife's basement. And is it any surprise that he's not, still married to her?
Oh shit!
Just keep this brain for me, baby.
Dude, how did his son? I mean, his son obviously must have known he wanted to be cremated. Why would he okay that?
Yeah, that's
unless he was kind of holding it hostage. Like, look,
essentially,
okay, or yeah.
One, I think there's some doubt as to whether or not it's even necessarily Einstein's brain because it was after the fact.
Oh, right.
So it may or may not even actually be Einstein's brain. Like, I don't think there's any way to trace it other than by this guy admitting to like a relatively minor crime.
If it's not Einstein's brain, whose brain did he steal?
That's a good question, isn't it?
I mean, like he got fired for stealing a brain. He had a brain that we know of at some point, right? Like there's proof that he actually had a brain.
I mean, it could be Einstein's brain. It probably is, but you don't know for absolutely sure because it wasn't done above board with everything like being like a chain of custody.
Yeah. A guy that's going to steal a brain, whether it's Einstein's or not, is not going to be the most trustworthy. So he could have easily just swiped a brain and said, "Hey, I work there. This is Einstein's."
Yeah, and one that mortuary workers are kind of fucked up anyway. Like one of my friends, his mom was dating a guy that was like an ex-mortuary worker. And he got to
have 6 sense of humor, dude. I would imagine.
Well, he got fired for throwing organs.
God damn. Yeah, that sounds about right.
So people would be like, going down the hall and just fucking huck a heart at somebody. And he's like, they apparently just stick to the wall and shit.
God damn. That's far worse than I even fucking imagined, dude. Jesus Christ.
Exactly. Oh, man. That's why you don't want to have your body preserved. You want to fucking have it cremated. Just fucking stick me in an oven, cremate it, and be done.
Although, dude, I actually came up with an idea for a show. This will never happen, but I thought this would be entertaining to watch. Have Stabby here working as a funeral director.
That is a terrible fucking idea.
I know. It's fucking great, dude.
that is an awful idea.
I know, dude. That's what would make it so great, dude.
I was in VR chat the other night, and there's this dude bragging about how, like, he's obviously trying to impress these couple or maybe their girls that he's talking to. Because it's in chat, so who fucking knows, right?
Yeah.
And he's talking about, I've seen all these dead bodies and blah, blah, blah. So I just walked up and I'm like, did you play with them? He got so mad. But those chicks just fucking bolted. They were just like done.
Yeah. Even if they're dudes and catfishing them, they're fucking out. They're like, nope.
Oh, it was so fucking funny. He was like, that's fucking horrible. I like broke this poor bastard. It was great.
Like, I'm sorry. You were definitely going to get laid if I hadn't come up and said that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I thought it was super creepy that this guy was like using the fact that he saw dead bodies as a way to try to impress women.
Yeah, that's his
To fuck
pickup
with him.
line, dude. Yeah, you did him a
I think he
favor,
was some
dude.
junior fucking cop wannabe, or like on his way to becoming a cop, and I'm like, I can't not fuck with this dude.
A buddy of mine that works, or that was, he works in a morgue. Like, he was going to school to be a nurse, but he flunked out, so he just decided to get a job at the morgue. Because apparently that's enough of an education in medicine that you can get a job at the morgue without actually having your complete degree in nursing and everything.
Yeah, well, you're not going to kill the patients.
Essentially, right? But
that's what I was thinking.
No, like a lot of people that he was working with, like they're always making these jokes about how everyone always thinks that like random weirdos will come in like, hey, can I fuck the bodies? I was like, no, like that shit doesn't fucking happen. Like that's just for TV and shit. Literally, his first week when he was working the graveyard shift, because like they in a lot of these places they actually have people there, like maybe not in the room with all the bodies and shit, but they have people at the morgue at all times, just
to make sure everything stays where it should be.
But no, like his first week there when he was working the night shift, he had some weird dude break into the morgue and then offer him $500 to fuck specifically an old black guy.
Wow.
Like not just a guy, not just a black guy, not just an old guy, but an old black guy.
So not only was this dude into necrophilia, which is a weird enough fetish to start with, but he had a further fetish for a specific type of dead person.
Yes.
Wow.
No, but like
that's fucking epic. Did he have like a hot plate with him?
No, it wasn't like that. But like his first week doing this, and like he told all his friends like that's never fucking happened, dude. Like that doesn't actually happen in real life. Like, and that happened 9 years or 8 or 9 years ago now.
Did he get the guy arrested, or did he just kick him out?
No, like he just kicked him out. But it's like, no, get the fuck out of here. No, you're not fucking people. Like that's not okay. Stop.
I don't know. $500.
Like no, like it's just like the thing. It doesn't actually happen, and like they were dead serious. Like that's never happened to them ever.
Yeah.
But his first week doing it happened that one time, and then never again for the next 8 years he's been there.
That's fucking awesome.
It's still $500 though. I mean,
like honestly, like if I knew I wasn't gonna get caught, like yeah, I'll let you grope a dead guy. That's fine. Fuck it. Like he's dead. He's not gonna know.
Yeah, I think even the old dead black guy would be like, "Why? I'm gone. I don't need that body anymore. Let him fuck it."
Yeah, once I'm dead, I don't give a fuck. Like if somebody wants to fuck my body, by all means, go for it, because it's not gonna matter to me.
Like the weirdest thing about this whole story is like he told me he didn't even think this guy was 18. Like he had to have been like 15, 16.
Wow.
Like he was just this young fucking baby face looking kid that was trying to fuck some elderly black dead dude.
Man, how fucking desperate do you gotta be to want a fucking old black dead guy?
No, it's like it's that story has always bugged me though.
Old black guy. I'm sure at 15 or 16 you could find some older dude that wants to fuck you. You know, like that's gotta be fairly easy.
Like I want to talk to this kid. Like I mean, he's obviously an adult now, but I want to talk to this dude because how fucked up do you have to be at that early in age to be like, you know what? I know what I want, and what I want to fuck is an old dead black guy. Like, what is that? What happened in your life that those were your choices?
Yeah,
really.
Not only the necrophiliac thing that young, but to have that specific of a fetish with it, dude, at that age is really fucking weird. You're right.
That is a trip. It's almost glorious in a way.
That guy's an overachiever.
Yeah, I mean that dude is not aiming small. Like he's aiming for exactly what he wants. He's like, you know what? This is what I want, and I'm not going half measures. You know, I'm not going to go to the hospital and sneak into the coma ward.
Yeah.
I'll go into the morgue. I'm going to get me a fresh one. He's going to be good and dead.
And I'm not going to settle for just any.
Exactly. And he's like, I'm not settling for grandma or Uncle Dave. I want an old black guy. And I got $500 says it's going to happen. And then he actually broke in and put that question forward. Like, I mean, because how much shame should there be when you're like wanting to bang a dead guy?
Especially at that age when, you know, the whole sexual thing in general is kind of fucking confusing.
Yeah, where if you buy a bottle of vodka, you can fuck like pretty much half the girls in your high school, probably. Or guys, for that matter.
I mean, unless you look like us, in which case you just have to buy it like we did.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I was not a good-looking kid in high school. I shaved fucking weird patterns in my hair and all that.
Why?
Dude, I was a weird kid, man.
So much angst.
Yeah, come on, that's not that surprising.
It was because I thought it was funny. It really was. Like, it wasn't angsty. I thought it was fucking hilarious to shave like random fucking patterns in my head and to wear like, not like, you know, like the fucking Hot Topic dog collar, but like a legit dog collar from like a pet store.
I fucking love that dude.
Yeah. It was legit dog collar from like a pet store. It wasn't from the fucking Hot Topic, which would have been slightly less bad. Oh man, I was a messed up kid.
Yeah. Now you're a messed up adult. It's beautiful.
Dude, I'm not any better. Oh man!
And the funny thing that was redundant. We know. We've talked to you.
Yeah. The best part is
I was going to say you're not really surprised by that, are you?
Like
Stabby was a little weird kid.
I literally have authority when I'm at work over like 10 adults. Just think about that and let that settle in for a minute. I have authority to tell them what they can and can't do for like 8 hours a day when I'm at work.
Seems like you're not doing enough with that authority, man. You got to abuse the hell out of that shit.
Oh, I know. We actually used to have a program that was not just mentally ill, but mentally ill and mentally retarded as well.
And so, like,
real fucked up. No, I didn't work there, but some dude was taking these clients to the titty bar every other night when he was working the overnights there. So fucking, and he would pay them off by buying them like sodas and shit. So they'd all go to the titty bar and spend all night at the titty bar while he's getting lap dances, and he'd just, you know, give them like sodas and fucking ice cream and whatnot from the place.
How old are these kids? Like, who is this? Like, what is happening? Why is he buying them ice creams at the titty bar?
Well, they're adults, but they're mentally retarded, so they're like kids.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot we're talking about. I forget we're talking about feminists. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But he got away with it for like months. But and for the longest time, all the other staff at the program were like, "Why is everybody so tired all the time?" And eventually, one of my managers, like now she's like the mid-level boss, like she's above my boss. And like she waited and like parked across the road where he couldn't see and fucking spent a couple of nights out in her car watching to see him load everybody up in like the house van and drive them all down to the fucking titty bar that used to be in town.
Wow.
We used
why was he doing this though? Like, did the strippers like give him special attention because he was bringing a bunch of fucking chromie homies to the fucking party? Like, what was happening?
I assume he just wanted to be at the titty bar.
I mean, I don't know. I don't even know. I want to know where he got the money because, like, the asleep overnight position pays minimum wage. It's not a lot of money, especially in California. Like, you gotta. I mean, how is he paying rent and still affording to get dances at the titty bar? Like, that's impressive.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, dude.
He had to have some other sort of thing going, some other gig,
and an inheritance or something.
Could be, yeah, could be.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of which, I just got my inheritance from my dad, and he didn't have shit, but his mom did, and he died before he got to spend all of her money. So
it came to you.
So now I know what I'm doing with my inheritance. I'm taking chromie homies to strip clubs. That's my role in life now.
Dude, can you spare some for Google Play money so I can play my little game more?
No, because I don't like you.
Fair enough.
I've been to a strip club once. That was enough. I know. I can't imagine ever wanting to waste money there again.
Yeah, I never understood the. Well, I mean, I kind of understood the appeal, but
if people want to do it, good for them. I just to me, I don't think I'd ever really be that interested.
Yeah.
You're talking about a whorehouse, that'd be different because at least you're going to get fucked.
Yeah, you can get fucked in a fucking. Yeah, but
there was a couple
it's
of strippers who definitely were giving out blowjobs from the fucking smell of their breath. Pro tip: if any strippers are watching the show, if you're
I have been to a strip club 3 times in the past, I think 5-6 years or so.
Oh, I would assume like the last week.
No, like and two of those 3 times were because friends of mine were doing guest performances there, and they invited me out, and they didn't tell me at the time that they were stripping that night. They told me that we were there for a party.
God damn! Man.
Really?
That's fucking funny.
Like, okay, that's weird. Like, hey, hugs. Like, how you doing? I'm gonna go strip. I'll be right back. What?
It seems like the opposite of an intervention. Whatever they're doing.
Kinda. And the other time was for a birthday party for a friend of mine that was turning 21, and we got him drunk. He puked on himself. We gave him tons of cocaine, then gave him a gave him a hooker that apparently we paid another hooker, and that wasn't the one that we paid for. And then we left, and then found out a week later that apparently he just raped some hooker because he didn't pay her.
God damn, dude.
What the fuck? That is some dark partying. Dude, that's crazy. Oh my lord.
That story took a fucking left turn, and it was already pretty fucking weird.
It definitely seemed that way at the time too. Like it was bad.
So the moral of the story is party with Satan for sure, but recognize that you might end up doing time.
Yeah, it's going to be memorable either way, it sounds like.
It's going to be a party. Like, you're going to enjoy yourself.
The thing is, though, okay, like, here's the thing. Like, if you're partying with me and I'm drunk and nothing else, there's a chance we may get into a fight either with some random fuckers or between us.
Randomly.
If I'm doing drugs and drinking, it's going to be a great night. No one's going to jail.
Oh, there you go. So I just got to make sure to fucking bring some coke.
I have never, not once ever, never, not a never got in trouble on a night that I was out doing fucking coke. Just drinking, I've been in trouble a lot. But
are you sure you're half black?
Right?
Okay, that was pretty bad.
No, that was pretty tame. That was pretty tame. You're good. You're good.
You forget I'm in California though.
Oh, right. You're a faggot. I forgot. Sorry.
No, there will be a witch hunt. No.
For that joke, dude. They will hunt Stabby down.
There's already like probably the fucking what are those Harry Potter villains? I don't know, fucking some sort of Harry Potter villains coming after me right now.
What the Death Eaters, Dementors, Voldemort?
Yeah, like, the Dementors. There's probably a bunch of SJWs wearing fucking weird cloaks, calling themselves Dementors, fucking on their way to my house right now. Oh goddamn, I'm screwed.
Well, actually, you know what? That's a pretty apt description, because they literally suck all of the good things out of you, like all of your good happy memories. They just pull out, and SCW just ruin all of the good times.
Oh God, yeah, they do.
Nice analogy.
I have a friend of mine who went to Berkeley, which if fucking one of the heartlands of the fucking SJW evil in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my god, he was a normal, like super popular, one of those people that literally just fucking knows everyone. Like anywhere you go, this guy is like, he knows a guy there. Like he could be walking down the fucking street and somebody would be like, "Hey man, what's going on?" And he has like conversations. So one of those kind of guys. And
a well-adjusted person.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. He hung out with you. I'm just kidding.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm a terrible person. That's fair. But no, he went there, and within like a week, he was like a tranny and like super SJW'd out. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Something in the water, I tell you.
But he still had his girlfriend. He just wore like awful, awkward fitting dresses that didn't really look very good on him. And so I fucking went down there and hung out with him one time, like, and I really did not know what to expect. Like, I'd heard he went tranny, but this is California, so I didn't really care. Because if you start caring, you're not gonna be able to hang out with anybody. But
shit is everywhere.
It was this room full of college students. This must have been like probably close to 10 years ago now. And he's like, so why are you still hanging out with me? And like the fucking room went hushed. Like I was apparently going to be like, I was on the spot. Like there was like, I was passing some SJW test and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Did we not hang out for a couple fucking years, dude? Like, we're friends. I don't understand why you're even asking me this question. But apparently he'd been trying to like get me to admit that I fucking hated him or something, or didn't like trannies, or thought it was bullshit, or I don't know what, but it was ridiculous.
Yeah, he was determined to be fucking persecuted or fucking confronted. Yeah. You were the avatar for anybody who was fucking judging him for being tranny, I guess.
Well, and like me and my friend just drove down like a couple hours to go hang out with the dude. So like obviously,
yeah, he's a fucking dick, dude.
Yeah. Well, it was shortly after that I ended up stopping hanging out with the guy. He just got super fucking weird and was like constantly like, you got to come to this protest, and it's like, dude, I want to fucking smoke weed and drink.
Right.
If I'm going out to party, I don't want to fucking go to a protest.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound like fun.
A sit-in.
I don't understand why so many trannies think that I hate them, because I openly admit I'm fairly positive the best blowjob I ever got from in my life, I'm pretty sure that was a tranny. I'm not positive, but I'm fairly certain.
Well, I got nothing against him. I just thought he was bad at it.
Right. Almost like he was doing it as an act of rebellion or something.
He didn't even really like do the hair and makeup. He just wore an ill-fitting dress.
Yeah.
So picture like a skinny Asian dude who looks very much like a skinny Asian dude, just in a like awful sundress.
Take that, Daddy.
Yeah,
very much. Yeah.
I don't want to. Whatever you just asked me to picture, I'm going to refuse. I'm not going to picture that.
And he was still like with his girlfriend, like living with his girlfriend and banging his girlfriend, who was super big titties, like gigantic fucking pillow titties.
Maybe that's why she was into that.
Maybe she was, man. I'm surprised she stuck with it. I would have been like, out.
Right. Fucking guy.
Well, if you think about it, if I'm dating a girl and all of a sudden she's like, I'm a dude and I'm going to wear like dude clothes, I mean, I would just be like, what's the fucking difference? Because most chicks wear like jeans and t-shirts anyway. Like, I don't, like, what would be the point?
Right.
But I'm not really going to commit and cut my hair or like do any of the other things that are involved with it. I'm just going to like play a part, like in a play kind of thing.
Right.
You say this like you can actually be in a relationship.
Why do you ruin my fantasies? I'm waiting for fucking sex robots to come out.
Me and you are very similar in this aspect. We're too much of a fucking prick to be in a relationship, because my shit's my shit, my time's my time. I don't want to deal with other people. If I want to do something, I want to do it. I don't want to have to wait for you to be okay or ready to do something. I just want to go fucking do something.
Oh, I am not going to wait for somebody else to be okay for me to go do stuff. That's just not happening.
Right, like no, like see, like, and this is why I can't do relationships, which is why like the number of people that I've slept with is retarded fucking high for someone who looks like me. But it's just because I cannot I can make someone interested in me, but I cannot make them stay interested because I'm a prick.
It's like there's an allure of the challenge there, and then when they realize that it's not a winnable challenge, they're like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah,
no,
or they might think it's an act. They're like, "Oh, this guy, I bet this guy's a softie underneath. I'm gonna get to know him." They're like, "Oh shit, no, he's yeah, that was genuine. Holy shit."
I think my favorite breakup ever, and it sucks because I actually really did like this girl. Like, and this was one of the ones I was still young and I was actually trying to change for her. And like we lasted, I don't know, maybe like 3 months, and this is still one of the girls that I'm
sorry. Like, the second you said I was trying to change for her,
I know, right? Like you know me now and know that at the time I was being naive to think that this is not just maybe I'm not as biggest piece of shit as I think I am. Maybe I have depth. I was lying to myself. But no, I really like this girl. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try and change. I'm gonna be more attentive. I'm gonna stop being so selfish. And but the way she broke up with me was, I really thought you were a better person.
Wow.
Like at the time I was like, "Ow, that actually kind of cuts deep a little bit," but fuck. But now, like, that's the best breakup line I have ever heard. I really thought you were a better person. Pause.
And then that's it.
And then just walk away and say nothing else.
God damn, that's fucking vicious.
That's also
explains a lot, though.
Oh, the fucking first girl I ever was interested in at all dated my best friend behind my back for like 6 months while leading me on to get like free shit, like, you know, for me to like take her places and do stuff.
Yeah.
So I was soured on that whole experience before I had that whole experience.
Fair enough.
After that, I was just like, I don't fucking have any trust. Just not going to happen. So,
I think my first relationship, which is the girl I lost my virginity to when I was way too fucking young, and like it was
what, the lunch lady?
Close. But no, like I was hanging out at this park, and I had just finished smoking weed, so I was just kind of sitting there hanging out. Like I'm too high to go nowhere right now. I'm just gonna wait till I sober up a little bit before I can walk home. And I just see some little fucking kid hanging out at the park, just being loud as fuck, just sitting there. What I assumed was by himself because I didn't see anybody else. And I just went and pushed the kid. Shut the fuck up. And this little skinny, wiry blonde chick just walked up and punched me in the fucking nose. Like, okay, what the fuck? Ow! Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I ended up dating that girl for like 2 years.
Damn.
Oh, goddamn.
But
and that became the signature
she
Satan and satire relationship.
No, like, well, there's it gets to, that was the funny part. Later, it gets to the sad part. But
oh shit,
I was leaving for Texas at the same time she was leaving for California. So like our families were moving in two different fucking directions. Or I was leaving for California. She was leaving from California to go to Sacramento. Like we were in Southern California. She was moving to Sacramento with her family, and I was moving to Texas. And
damn.
She was moving first, and she was supposed to call me whenever she got all settled in and whatever, because she didn't know what her new phone number was going to be, and we didn't have cell phones at the time and shit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I never got the call. And 2.5 months later, we moved to Texas, and it's like, well, shit. I'm never going to hear from her again. Until after I graduated high school, I thought, you know what? fuck it. I'm gonna look her up and I'm gonna call her. I find out that I find out a month later after I called her and get no response and just get her voicemail, right? A month later after I had called her, I find out she had died a week and a half. 10 days. 10 days before I called her, she OD'd.
Holy shit.
Oh shit. Dude, everything with you is like a goddamn movie.
Fucking right? Like I have attempted to write a book or write a script or write something, and every time I try and write it, I'm like, this is so funny. And anytime I have anyone else read it, it's like, dude, this is fucking depressing. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, they have the wrong response to you either have to laugh or cry at the point.
Yeah, see, and I laugh at it. I've gotten to I'm so emotionally broken at all the sad shit that sad shit happens, and okay, fuck you.
Yeah, but on the other side, you're the kind of guy you want around in a fucking like emergency, because you're not gonna fucking break down and just be like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Oh no! Typically, it's don't look for me for leadership, but follow me. Because if you do what I do, you'll probably get out of whatever emergency it is. But like, if something crazy, I'm not taking time to fucking talk to you. If you're sitting in the corner crying, fuck you, burn.
No, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like, you're not the guy that breaks down and is useless. You're the guy that like you're gonna handle shit. Like you can.
Oh
handle
yeah. It. Like speaking of which, if there is a fire and you're in the second story of a house. Fire will kill you faster than jumping out the fucking window. Glass and a fall doesn't hurt that fucking bad.
Comparatively, no, I would imagine not.
And I'm
broken legs. Broken legs are.
I'm still mad that dumb bitch died. That's her own fucking fault. Like let me back up a little bit. There's some backstory there.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, like I was at this party one time, and we were all drinking, smoking, doing a shit ton of more drugs than we should have been. And a fire breaks out in the garage, and the dumbass who fucking started the fire just leaves. Like she doesn't, and leaves out the
anything.
Doesn't say anything to anybody, and he leaves out the garage so nobody else sees him. So the garage is sitting there. The house is starting to catch fire and shit. He's been gone for minutes before like everything else starts catching on fire and shit. And it's so fucking loud and everything. Everyone that's downstairs and they start leaving out the front doors. Don't tell nobody upstairs that there's a fucking fire. Because everything's still loud and shit. We don't know that there's a fire till all the smoke is just pillowing upstairs and everything. And I'm the first person that goes, "There's a window. Fuck this. I'm out." And like, and everyone's all freaking out and shit. And I remember seeing this one girl sitting in the corner of the room, sitting there crying her fucking ass off. As all right, fuck it. No, I'm getting out of here. I jump out the window. Fuck up my shoulder. I'm cut up to shit because I'm the one that jumped out the fucking window. Everyone else gets to go out the window that's already broken.
Yeah.
And then this dumb bitch still dies. Fuck you. It's your goddamn fault. Me and the four other people that were in the room shows you how to get the fuck out. You deserve to die. You stupid piece of shit.
That's fascinating, dude. That you'd have such a overriding fear that your survival instinct doesn't kick in enough to get you out the fucking window. Yeah, that's kind of probably for the best. I hate to say that, but goddamn,
I'm genuinely mad at this woman. Like, I don't care how high, drunk, sad, scared, whatever the fuck you are. Fire hurts, stupid.
Yeah, why? Just the smoke, dude. Just the smoke inhalation alone should get you fucking moving.
I think that's what ended up killing her, not the fire. But still, like, how the hell do you get to a point where I'm so scared I cannot save myself from fire?
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. That people can shut down that much just from fear.
Oh yeah, it's fight, flight, or freeze. It's the one thing that nobody ever mentions in adrenal response.
Oh yeah, it's true. They always just say fight or flight, but apparently
Yeah,
a
but the reality
segment of
is it's fight, flight, or
population
freeze. There's a
will
third
just
one that
do
nobody ever
absolutely
mentions.
nothing.
Probably because it's the worst possible choice in most scenarios.
Right. That's why they're hoping people will be like, no, those are the only two options you have.
That's just ingrain it into you. Like, no, freeze is
Right.
not an option.
Yeah.
You'd think it would have evolved out, but nope, not yet.
Well, I mean, like in a lot of cases, freeze is actually a really good option, except when it comes to things like literally life and death situations. But like, and I say that just because when like parents are fighting at home or there's some real bad shit happening at home and you're a kid, one of the best things you can do: sit down, shut up, do not fucking move, don't draw attention to yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like, there's a big difference between mommy and daddy are yelling and there's a fucking fire. Move your ass, bitch. Like, there's a huge fucking difference there.
Yeah. I mean, she probably would have done great in a bear attack.
That
Depends on the kind of bear.
Like, no, like anything that will eat people if they're sitting still too.
Well, there's like
that never really did make
bears,
sense.
I think won't, because they're not carrion eaters. But like black bears and grizzlies will absolutely just eat you anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, that always struck me as odd. I'm like, why would they not?
Well, I thought
unless unless they were only going to attack you because you're in their territory, and that makes sense. Like if you're dead, then you're no longer a threat to them or whatever. Like that kind of makes sense. But yeah, if a bear's hungry, why the fuck wouldn't he eat you anyway?
No, it's not like there's some sort of special place in the bear's brain for you. No, there's one type of bear, and I might be wrong about which one it is. It might be a black bear, it might be a grizzly. One of the three types doesn't eat like already dead stuff. So if you're not moving, it won't eat you. But the other two will just fucking start eating you asshole first.
Right. Yeah, which most assholes do, apparently. Apparently the sphincter, the asshole sphincter is really tender and delicious.
Yeah, they go for the haunches, and it's an easier way to get into the meat. Tear through the hide.
Bigger animals will eat genitals and asshole first. Smaller animals will eat eyeball, genitals, then asshole, then your face, just because fuck you. Fuck your identity. Nothing about you matters. I'm eating your face first.
Yep, absolutely.
It's delicious. not quite. It's delicious. Not quite asshole delicious, but it's pretty good.
Not quite asshole delicious.
But no, like the only animal that breaks that and basically will go for your face first is cats. Cats will even ignore your eyes before they eat. Like they'll eat your face before they'll eat your eyes.
They don't want that accusatory expression to be on there.
Right. Don't look at me like that while I'm eating you.
Fucking asshole. Complaining. Like, how many times do I have to meow before you feed me? Well, this is what happens, you motherfucker.
You remember that one time it took you 1 day longer to clean my litter box than you should have? Fuck you, I'm eating your face, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, God. See, this is why I don't want to have pets, man. I want my body to rot in peace.
Dude, what really freaks me out, I was actually watching a show the other day about all the fucking pythons and shit that are now in Florida in the Everglades from people having them as pets.
Yeah, yeah. That's always great.
Yeah, and apparently they don't stop growing. Like they don't get to a certain age and stop growing, dude.
Oh, have you seen the pictures where they've eaten like fucking alligators and shit?
Yes, dude. That's fucking insane, dude. So yeah, if they're getting big enough to eat alligators, and again, they don't stop growing, they can get fucking huge, man. And they already get pretty goddamn big.
That's the case with most. I don't want to say snake-like, but like those animals that have that same similar kind of shape. And but the key factor is they don't have bones. Like the ones that have bones, they'll get up to a certain size and then they'll stop growing eventually. But the ones that don't have bones and are just nothing but muscle and cartilage, they'll keep growing until the day they die.
Yeah.
And like the reason anacondas can get so fucking big is because they live so fucking long.
Yeah, they have nothing that's gonna no predators that can fucking eat them once they get to a certain size.
Yeah, it's essentially the case because the predators for most snakes are birds, and if you weigh 10, 20 fucking pounds, there's no bird that can fucking eat you. You're fucking safe.
Yeah,
what
it doesn't
about
take them long.
an ostrich?
Ostriches don't eat snakes.
Yeah, no, I don't think they eat any kind of meat, do they?
No, like, they'll eat meat, but very rarely.
Yeah.
But like again, they won't eat snakes because they just get bitten. They're very fucking easily accessible fucking legs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, do ostriches have the sick claws, or is that just emus?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, emus have.
I think they do.
I didn't think either had claws like that.
Yeah, they're not. Well, they're just the fact that they're so big that they can fuck shit up. Like they're not really super sharp or anything, but they're so large.
It's because they're so fucking strong. Like their kicks will kill most things.
Yeah. There's a fucking wild animal park up in northwest. Northwest Phoenix. That has a little train thing that actually goes into the fucking ostrich enclosure. And those fuckers will rush you. And I'm like, dude, this is a horrible idea. You guys are fucking nuts. Like, I went on it once, and I'm like, okay, we're not doing that again. Because they'll fucking, seriously, like, start rushing the fucking train, dude. And I'm like, those things are way too big to be fucking with.
They're barely, neither of them have really large claws. I was just looking at pictures. I didn't see, like, huge claws on either. I'm surprised. I thought one of them had, like, a giant heel claw, but apparently not.
From what I remember, the way that ostriches. I don't know about emus, but ostriches, whenever they actually will eat meat, because they don't do it often. Most of what they eat is vegetation. Whenever they're threatened or they're really fucking hungry and there's no plants around or shit, they'll just stomp the fuck out of whatever that they want to eat.
Right.
Well, like deer eat meat.
Yeah, but only dead.
No, they'll actually kill like small birds and rodents. They found out. Yeah,
it's crazy.
The fucking there was a group of scientists that were catching birds in nets to like check them out, and the deer would just come up and just fucking straight eat the live birds right out of the net.
Wow, that's insane.
They were pretty surprised.
I would be too.
Those some savage ass fucking deer.
It turns out apparently like they do try to catch some small rodents and birds to eat because it helps their antlers grow quicker. So I don't know. I did not know that either, but no, I read that article and I was like, holy shit.
I mean, I guess that doesn't make sense because technically the antlers and everything are they're just bone.
Yeah, just protein.
The amino acids and the protein. Well, the proteins, yes, but you can get shit ton of protein from vegetation, but you're not getting the amino acids, and that's what really actually helps bones. Like muscle and everything, yeah, protein, but for bones and also muscle. But yeah, you need those amino acids and shit.
Oh yeah, and like the vitamin B and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure.
Vitamin D, B12 or B13, D13. One of those B12. Alphabet number things.
B12 is the one that's like you have to get from animal flesh.
Something like that.
I was just watching a thing about vegans the other day and like why vegans are dumb.
Oh man.
Well, like it turns out that a lot of the stuff vegans eat a lot of is really bad for the environment too. Like they really like that almond milk, and it takes a lot of water to grow almonds. Like way more than it needs to, and they're way overdoing it in Southern California right now. It's fucking a lot of shit up. And then what is it like? the amount of processing involved in like soy products is like extremely expensive, and like a lot of third world countries now like can't eat a lot of their main food crops, like quinoa and stuff like that, or quinoa or whatever the fuck you call it. Like that it's so valuable to sell to the fucking hipsters in the US that like the people that live there can't even eat it anymore. Like they can't afford it. It's cheaper for them to buy like junk food in the stores. Like so
fucking vegans and hipsters, dude. They're the fucking worst.
The cartels have taken over the fucking avocado trade in Mexico.
God damn,
so they started referring to it as blood guacamole because they're fucking killing people to get their fucking farms.
This is kind of off topic, but that's been my deal tonight, just telling off topic stories that were semi-interesting. my mom's house in California, whenever like the one that she had a few years ago, not the one that I ever lived in, because that's whenever she had her new man and her new family and shit, because she's a cunt. But like they had this big ass fucking avocado tree in the backyard, right?
Ooh, avocado tree.
And
nice.
like it produced about 600, 700 avocados a year.
Oh, that's a lot of avocados. God damn.
No, like, right. Like this was a like larger than it should, like larger than most avocados trees will get at their biggest. And it was a lot younger than most like really old avocado trees. Like it was, for whatever reason, this avocado tree was just retarded big and grew like ridiculous numbers of avocados.
Damn.
And like they were always good, and like whenever she felt like trying to be a mom, she would send me avocados, and they were fucking awesome, and it was great. She's still a cunt, but whatever. The guacamole was good. But like the thing that upsets me the most is whenever she moved out of that house, and because she's living in Oregon or Washington or one of those shitty pieces of fuck states up in the Northwest. But one of the first things the couple that moved in did was cut down the
avocado tree.
And I still, to this, that happened a couple years ago, and still to this day, I want to go up to that house and beat the fuck out of them for that.
Like, why?
That was so fucking dumb. Like, even if you just wanted to sell the fucking avocados, that's a good couple $1,000s a year you can just get from selling those 700 avocados.
Oh yeah, for sure, man, for sure.
Yeah, you could probably even sell them as organic and make a shitload of money.
Yeah, I was gonna say, sell them at your local farmer's market for like $5 a pop. They're like homegrown, organic, no pesticides.
Dude, I was so fucking pissed, dude. That was so fucking dumb.
Yeah, what was at my grandma's house when she passed? They sold it. It was in one of the nicer neighborhoods in like Palo Alto, so super valuable. But essentially, like the people that bought the house was just like a construction company, and they're gonna cut down all the fruit trees. And she had probably like 5 or 6 different like various citrus trees, like orange trees, and she had like a peach tree and like an apricot, and it was just so many really nice fruiting plants that have probably all got cut down because they were just gonna level the lot and rebuild a better house there.
Yeah, or condos or something. Fuckers.
No, I don't think in that neighborhood. I don't think they would have been allowed to build condos, and it would have to be like a house.
Forgot about zoning.
Yeah, zoning, and plus just like that area. If you tried to build condos, you'd have a lot of people with a lot of money and a lot of fucking time on their hands because they're all fucking retired. Down in the courthouse, putting a stop to that shit.
The thing is, though, like one thing I've never actually understood is why the hippie leftists, whatever, and the generally old right wing people both have this huge hate on for condos, because one, like the older generation and the people on the right, it's more economically viable for both the customer and the people who are building and the people who own them if they're renting out the condos.
Yeah.
It's more economically viable for them, and it's more geographically beneficial, what's the word I'm looking for? I've been drinking.
Environmentally?
It's more environmentally beneficial to build condos, which are essentially most of the time the same size as houses, but built right up next to each other, so it's not wasting a shit ton of extra fucking yard space.
Yeah, you're not losing as much land. You're not using.
Yeah, like and you can have a whole hell of a lot more people in these smaller areas without it. I've never understood the whole. Like, I understand, like, if you want to live out in the country and have land or whatever, but having a yard and all that shit, I don't want to fucking mow it. I don't want to fucking mow a goddamn yard. Fuck it. Like, just give me a house with some. I don't want a fucking yard. That's bullshit.
Dude, my parents put rock down over their whole front yard.
Yeah. Arizona, we get a lot of that. We do a lot of that here in Arizona.
So there's no mowing involved in the front yard at their house, so I can respect that. It's just a big deck.
In Texas, you can't do that. Like, and it's almost like statewide. Every one of the neighborhood housing commissions, which every neighborhood fucking has, that there's strict rules on what you can and can't do with your house. And the front yard is, for whatever reason, Texas loves their fucking lawns, and you cannot do anything to your lawn other than have fucking grass.
Wow.
Oh, that sucks, dude.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
And now I got 2 fucking houses right now. And I don't even live in a fucking house. I live in an apartment that I have 2 houses that I have to mow every fucking week, and I live in a fucking apartment.
Man, that's got to be rough owning 2 extra houses.
No, one's my.
Yeah, I'll trade places with you if you want.
I only own one of the houses, and it's a shithole, and I can't sell it because nobody wants to buy it.
Oh, okay. Never mind that. I thought you.
And the other is my granny's house, and I got rooked into mowing her yard.
Okay. You don't own the house necessarily. She still lives there.
Yeah.
But you'll get it eventually. I mean, just think of it as an investment.
Yeah, no, I mean, and actually, one of the biggest things I'm doing, like with the big ass chunk of money that I'm getting from this inheritance thing, is I'm paying off her house, and she's like, however much it is that I'm paying off, she's going to give me a bigger percentage than whatever it is that is.
So, like,
ownership in the house.
Yeah, that's a good way to go. As long as it's all done in a contract, so nobody else can come in and like, oh no, but she wanted to leave me the house, kind of bullshit.
Well, no, like the only people that could or would do that would be my mother, who knows she's not getting jack shit from anyone that she's related to because no one loves her, and she's gonna die alone except for her fucking black sugar daddy. And then my brother, who honestly probably like he wouldn't go anything outside whatever Granny said, because whatever Granny wants, I'll do, even if it fucks me over, because I love Granny. I love her so much.
Oh, damn.
Oh, that's sweet.
Fucking faggot.
Damn, dude.
Oh man, well, you gotta get rid of that apartment. You're already living in a shitty apartment and just live in a shitty house.
No, I'm living in the apartment right now because I was staying at the place that I've been paying rent on for the past the house that I've been paying rent on for the past. Fuck, how long have I been there? Shit, 4 or 5 years now. But cops are looking for me for some shit that I know for a fact has been settled multiple times. Like, okay, I got into a fight in high school and beat the fuck out of this dude and put him in the hospital, and like I had to pay for the hospital fees and everything, and it was a shit ton of money. I was broke for forever, and I had to pay family back because they loaned me money and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ever since then, I have been put in jail an additional 2 fucking times, had to pay extra court costs on top of what I know was already all paid off. And now they're trying to put me in jail for the same fucking shit again.
That's fucking, isn't that like directly against like your constitution?
Yes,
rights?
it absolutely
Like
is.
double jeopardy, right? You can't be tried twice for the same crime, much less punished twice for the same crime.
It's fucked up. I don't know what the deal is at this point. They're saying that there's some penalties that were on some shit that weren't paid, and because they've gone on this long that they've got up to a point where there's now a warrant for those to be paid.
Yeah, damn.
Weird.
Yeah, it's fucked up. I've been in I was arrested originally at school, and I've been arrested twice since then, and now there's a warrant for the same fucking thing.
You need to spend some of that money on a really good lawyer.
Right. God damn.
It's retarded. But anyway, so I left there and then went to stay with my granny for a while, in which that was a time in which I got rooked into mowing her yard now. And then they started looking for me there, so now I had to just go ahead and get an apartment.
Fun. Okay, yeah, that sounds like a blast, dude.
My life sucks. I'm happy.
God damn.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
I
gonna
gotta take a break really bad, and we've been at it for like 3 hours, dude.
Yeah, we got.
Are we calling this?
Oh, it's probably a good place to call it. Sad story time. Satan's sad.
Satan's sad.
As much as we're learning about where Satan's coming from tonight, I think we got to call it.
Yeah, before we end up like humanizing him. Good Lord, we don't want to do that.
I'm not people.
All right. Anybody that's made it this far, fucking congratulations. You are awesome.
Indeed.
Peace out.
I think even Mad Metal tapped out.
Yeah. Well, Engelhardt tapped out.
Engelhardt is a bitch. I'm gonna put things inside of him.
And on that note, we're out.